There we go. All right, we live on Twitch. We live on the YouTube. Let me get some chats popping. Here we go. Bam. Live on both. There we go. Nice. Smooth like butter. There's one YouTube chat. DNF, Strong Cat, first in the chat. John H, JRS, Highway Pirate. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for showing up. In the Twitch chat, we have Gonzo, Nobody, and Wrecking Soldier. Welcome back, everybody. Gonzo was first. Ooh, I like that Goku emoji. I want to get me one of those. Melissa from Alabama, welcome back. Right? Your first time. Copper in the Twitch chat. Pop out this chat. Bam. Sammy in the Twitch chat says, took me a second to figure out what's wrong with the picture. What's wrong? Oh. Yeah, there's a little fountain that they decided to suggest for a memorial. And I just want to show it because I'm like, bro, this like it's endless, right? Like it's so endless. Oh. It's so endless. Yeah, this should be in the docket, huh? So I just figured out this is what I'm opening with. I posted on Facebook going like, look at these, like this shit that these people are saying is endless. Crazy. And then I even called out, I'm like, where's the lefties calling this shit out? Fuck, where are you? Where are you? Where are these guys? This is ridiculous, right? What's up, Archie?
Are you against that, or because I mean, obviously the optics of it are horrific, but I actually think it's quite a cool statue, you know,
with the fucking fountain coming out of his neck. Are you serious?
Yeah, it's powerful. He's sitting there with a microphone that
that's not powerful. What? That is mocking it.
I don't know.
Bro, what? That's fucking wild, Archie. No, bro. Shut the fuck up, Friday. Yeah, bro, that was a fucking retarded thing to say. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
You know what? That actually reminds me, bro. Literally, where'd that shit go? Did it get deleted? Nope, he left it there. I even warned him, dude. There's a friend of mine said the same thing. Okay, but it does low-key slap. Like a loose friend. I don't really know him. I've never met him in real life. I've only known him on Facebook. And I told him this entire thing's going to be streamed on YouTube. I told him that 40 minutes ago, 2 minutes after he posted it. So I guess, I don't know, bro. People do think that. That's fucking wild. Yeah, bad taste indeed. L Archie. Yeah, well.
L Archie.
L Archie. Yeah, Archie is autistic as fuck. So like,
yeah.
When he looks at that, he's not thinking like a normal person. He's thinking like he literally said, it's like a powerful, right? But like, no, dude, it's disgusting. Mm-hmm. No, it's not powerful. That's like that, bro. Archie, you need to go get tested to see if you're autistic.
Probably, yeah, probably.
Archie.
That was bad for me. Okay. I do appreciate that, guys.
At least you're taking your L on the chin.
He's British. He lost his opinion to America back in 1776. Exactly.
Just, I don't know, dude. Holy fuck. I'm putting this in my refrigerator. So here I'll open with this actually. So here's Kevin Sturgis says, I think this is fucked and has no place in the discourse. However, where was this anger when Paul Pelosi was attacked and Donald J. Trump Jr. was posting pics of a hammer and a pair of underwear for his Halloween costume? We are not the same. The whole we are not this pissed me off. I'm like, because like at what like I was gonna say like, yeah, where was it? Right? But then it's like we are not the same. It's like, oh my fucking god, bro. You know what's true? It's retarded because like this is a month ago that this happened, and people are this post that this guy posted on Twitter was posted on October 19th. That is 3 days ago. Okay? Like that's literally like a month after, 3 days ago, these posts are still coming up. Right? So it's not even remotely comparable. The sheer fucking volume of difference is not comparable whatsoever. It is grasping at fucking straws to say, where was this when Paul Pelosi was attacked? Where was this anger? Bro, for the next 30 days, people, like, a massive percentage of the right was not sitting there continually mocking this for the sake of like trying to piss off the other side because of such anger. That like none of that happened. Where are all these righties after this happened for a month straight sitting there mocking it? Where is it? A few people probably did that. Okay? I mean, think about it. A few people though, but where are the fucking thousands of examples like what we have? Where are they? Where's the example? Bro, this right here, this was posted 3 days ago. So that's all I'm saying. It's not remotely comparable. The fucking left is plagued with these people, and it needs, and they reject it. Look at this. I think this is fucked. It has no place in discourse. Okay, sure. You want to try and have, say the right thing. But after you say however, right? And you're saying however instead of but, because everything after but doesn't matter, right? You ever heard that? This is the same fucking energy. Where is the anger when Paul Pelosi was attacked? Bro, you know what? Fair enough. There's a lot of righties that didn't give a fuck, but they didn't spend a month fucking gloating like, this thing happened. It's not even remotely comparable. That's all I'm saying. So like, I don't know, fucking Kevin Sturgis here is a shining example of literally not taking any accountability whatsoever, that their side is absolutely plagued with these people. They can't admit it. That's what this sentence, that's exactly what this statement means. We are not the same. We are not the same. It's zero accountability being taken, and it's like I've had enough of this, to be honest. Like these people, like when they say these things, example fodder, I'm gonna put them out there. Here's a shining example of somebody not taking accountability that this is plaguing their side. Paul Pelosi didn't get Charlie Kirk. That's right. It was, yeah, he didn't even get killed. A better example would be people that actually did get killed. There was a righty that killed a couple Democrats early this year, right? Didn't that happen? That would be a better example. But even then, where's the month of people gloating and celebrating it afterwards? Where are the people that consider it a fucking national holiday to them? Where is that? That didn't happen. Wasn't a yeah, of course it wasn't a political assassination. So anyways, yeah, this is what we're open with today. I saw this and I was like, absolutely fucking foul. This is my homie Haynes, Sergeant Haynes. He was I was in the Marines with him. We went to Iraq. I'm not sure what this means, but he's a black dude. So if he's saying something about black people, he's a black dude. So I don't know. That's why I'm confused. I'm like, what do you mean, bro? Are you saying the N-word, but you're black? I don't know. That one made me laugh. Okay, but it does low-key slap. Wild. Moving on. We have see Archie's looking for stuff. You still working on that docket, Archie?
Looking for something else to be a third story, but
and Trump says he's ready to start striking cartels on land. That's a good third one. There we go. That's the opening one right there. So it should be, we'll label it this. So I remember here we'll go like this, cartel strike land. I'll just kind of do that for now as a note, but yeah, because that's what this one's going to be. It's not necessarily about it, but it's like the first one is, and then we're just gonna follow up. Plus, he said this other shit, right? I think that's a good way to do it, and we can probably repeat this every day because Trump goes live almost every day, and he says crazy shit, and we can have that be the third story, then follow up with daily crash outs, video over.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm looking for another potential Trump comment from today, to be honest.
Okay. Well, here, I'll just throw this on for right now and see what they're saying. Unless we have something else. I could watch that Nick Shirley video.
Could do, yeah. 12 minutes long. It's only 12 minutes long.
How much time do you need to finish the docket?
I mean, it could be shot now, to be honest. It really could. I think the extra Trump story is not going to be as good as the first 3 I've got in there. So it would just be to extend it.
Just take a look, see if there's any cool shit that Trump said or interesting, funny, whatever.
Yeah, give me 5-10 minutes and
okay,
and you shoot it.
I'll just talk with chat and have this on in the background.
Oh yeah.
Let me read some more chats.
Highly respected. Every country almost.
Sammy's in the chat. Almost Wengel. More Cordell.
But they all have great
Ranald.
and he is the leader.
Wrecking Soldier. I called you out earlier, but you're getting another one. G-Mob King, welcome back.
Regarding
Nobody Dragon 417.
we thought it would be
What's up, dudes?
a little bit easier. That's turned out to be tougher than the Middle East. The Middle East was supposed to be the toughest.
Ram to die.
We've
Hip
solved that
dow.
puzzle, but this one will get solved also.
Las
So I wanted
Vegas.
to say it's an honor to have you, Mark. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Word Seer. All right, let me go into the. That's Twitch chat. Let me go to this other YouTube chat here. Terry, Melissa Allen, Highway Pirate, Stephen Fleming, Doug L, Dave's Trades, Ominous Shadows, Steve Fleming. Did I say that already? Wes, William from Canada. What's up, William from Canada?
And I really want to thank you for everything you're doing, including breaking the deadlock with Putin.
Meets with the Secretary General of NATO.
Came in as president in January, but also for everything you did with NATO.
Joe Mack, Hell's Half Acre, Aiden, Night Shift, Herbie, Tomato Bagel, Azrael, Zippo Guy, Rush Babe, Swiper the Fox, Liverpool is red, Wolfman, himself Chan, David, High Game Informer. Did I say that already? Well, if I did, I'm saying it again. Aka Mike Jones, Hugh Jorgen, Fortune, Dirty Money, Blake Hunter, Ace of Spade, Hannah Rollins, Big Bad Red. Appreciate you guys. There we go. I think I got everybody. Colorado Life.
Next week, some of you are going with us. We'll be going to Malaysia, South Korea, and
EBT
Japan.
bucks. 5 EBT bucks from Ace of Spade. Thank you very much, homie.
Of China. We'll have a pretty long meeting scheduled. We can
It's a
work
thing.
out a lot of our-
Or I like it's either EBT bucks or Bigot bucks. Maybe we should do a poll. I'm gonna do a poll.
We look forward to that.
Poll. How do I do this?
But that'll be a
Heart
big one. We
plus
canceled
button. Here we go.
President
Start a poll.
It didn't feel right to me. It didn't feel like we could
What
get-
should we call donations?
But we'll do it in the future. Next week we'll be with many of you
EBT
in
bucks
locations that I told
or
you that it's back in
Bigot
Washington.
bucks.
Thank you very much, everybody. Yeah, please.
There we go. Bam. So there's that poll for you guys. I'm gonna do another one on the other stream.
Waited a long time.
What should we call donations?
And Mark, as you know, we did the Middle East +7.
EBT bucks.
From
Bigot
Pakistan
bucks.
and India to so many,
Azerbaijan media.
which was impossible to do.
It's tough, huh? They're both good names.
The one that
And also for
will be 9.
Twitch. How do I do a poll on
We'll
Twitch?
get that done too. I think we're on our way to getting it.
We have to.
I did your poll on Twitch already.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, you just do /poll.
What should we collal
War,
donations?
it's hard to have a timeline.
Yeah, there
So
you go.
many
That's
things
the one.
happen in war.
Cloud. What should be cloud donations? It's the English way to say cool, Stan, don't you know?
Well,
I typed everything's very perfectly
it'll
twice
take a minimum
on
of
YouTube.
6 months, usually a year, to learn how to use them. They're highly
Freedom
controlled.
bucks.
Right? What, 100%
So the only
success
way a
rate?
tomahawk is gonna be shot
Misogyny
is if you
money.
shot it. We're not gonna do that.
Misogyny monies.
There is a tremendous learning
That's
curve
pretty
with the
good.
tomahawk. It's a very powerful weapon, very accurate weapon.
Tariff revenue.
And maybe that's what makes it so complex. But it will take a year. It takes a year
Yeah,
of intense
tariff
training to learn how
taxes,
to
tariff.
use it. And we know how to use it. And we're not going to be teaching other people. It will be, it's too far out of
Bigot bucks just rolls off the tongue better. EBT bucks does not roll off the tongue as good as bigot bucks. I agree. But the polls are very different.
I do.
So EBT bucks is more popular over on one YouTube chat, but on the other YouTube chat, it's bigot bucks that's more popular. It's 2 YouTube chats.
Look, these are tremendous sanctions. These are very big.
Which is 100% for EBT bucks.
Did I spell donations wrong?
That they won't be on for long. We hope that the war will be settled.
It says
Did he?
maybe no me.
Happy
Oh, I
you-
fucking misspelled it too.
Ah!
God damn it! No!
Donations!
I'm perfect.
Donations!
I'm perfect.
He wants
I never make
donations.
take
mistakes.
the line that has been done over quite a long period of time and go and let's go home. Last week they had
Coming at me with the I spelt my polls right twice. Knew it was impossible.
many.
No one can spell all those words correctly.
We think it's ridiculous and would like to have it end.
England for the English.
I think they want peace. I think they both want peace at this point. It's been, it's almost.
England for anyone who wants to live there. Hell yeah.
58% EBT bucks on Shorts chat. 58% bigot bucks over on long form chat. Over on Twitch, it's 92% EBT bucks, 8% bigot bucks.
Well, I think it's a shame that it's shut down because we have the.
These are wildly different polls. But if we're looking at like the winners here, the winners on 2 chats versus 1 would be EBT bucks. Damn, okay, I thought bigot bucks was better personally, but you guys, and that's why I try not to influence too much. See what you guys really think, and EBT bucks.
A lot of good people that aren't working right now that should be, and it's because the Democrats want to try and renegotiate a deal.
Freedom Franks, tariff
They
trinkets.
want $1.5 trillion given to illegal immigrants who came into the country, and it's going to hurt the health
EBT bucks. Okay.
Citizens of our country that have been paying into it, that have been working hard
need my
for it, that
EBT.
really deserve it.
I
So
need my.
it's not going to happen.
I need my.
Are a lot of good
I
Democrats
need
that
my
really want to get together, and I say, oh, we need 5 Democrats. A great support on the Republican side.
Sarah says I say
think we
bigot
need 5
bucks.
Democrats,
It's
and
very close. It's 51 to 49 on the biggest chat.
At some point,
We got like 20 viewers on Twitch, and like or 23 viewers on Twitch. We have 28 viewers over on the other YouTube chat. King's Tax. They're all bots.
We had one today in the Pacific, and the way I look at it, every time I look.
What's up, Jaw Dropper? Welcome back.
And it is very.
It ended. I don't know. Did you end that one on Twitch, Archie?
They have these boats that go
It was
45,
only on for
50
3
miles an
minutes.
hour.
Oh, I see.
I can put it back up again, guys.
No. Let's leave it.
Look, we have the greatest military in the world. We have the greatest weapons in the world, and you see a little bit of it there. One shot, everyone dead center. And the only way you can
Bigot bucks is negative. Maybe that's what the vibe is.
You won't feel badly about it.
EBT bucks is less
Every time you
negative
see
and
that
more
happen, you say
comical.
25,000
Maybe
American
that's
Every one of
the
those
way
boats that
they're
you
responding,
talk about,
but
you
just
saved
slightly.
25,000 American lives.
Because
Not
bigot
to
bucks
mention
is funny,
the torn up families all
but you
over
kind of
the
have to like not give a fuck about like
Whenever
the word
I see
bigot.
that, I say to myself,
So I like saying, "What's up, my fellow bigots?"
I will say that
Because it's so overused, it doesn't even mean anything anymore. So like we're all bigots, we're all the things.
That includes fishing boats.
You know what I mean?
Any other kind of
We're all the
There are very
things.
few boats traveling
That's the
underwater.
joke for
So
me,
now
at
they'll
least.
come in by land at a lesser extent.
Deplorable dollars.
On land.
Hi from Israel. What's up, Yen? Are you confident in your docket, Archie? Because I could shoot that right now.
In the back, Liz?
Yeah, I don't think there's I think it's good enough, honestly.
It's good enough?
I mean, by good enough, I think it's
And if
the.
we do by land,
I
we
think
go back.
anything extra would be just extra.
We have
For sure.
international-
Let me open it up. We'll get this going. All right, this is Archie's docket.
And then you've also got some other stuff you can have a look at with chat afterwards. Like the AI, like the guy that made an AI clone of his dead wife.
Bro, that I'm telling you, see that's the type of thing that should go on Stan Price Clips, that new channel. Right? Because we can only upload so much, you know, like there's so much news. So we need that other channel to get all the knick-knack stories that are still interesting.
Yeah.
You know? Like that's wild. That's such a wild thing. It's like Black Mirror.
Well, that's what we're heading towards more and more, for sure. Black Mirror is, we're going to get a version of Black Mirror. I think that's what our reality is going to become.
I'm more optimistic than that. I think that there's with technology, there's always going to be weirdos or weird things that happen. You know, strange, new, weird human behavior, because humans are weird. So I just expect that, you know, it's always done that. What was this one about? Second one is New York ice raids. Oh shit.
Yeah, and then at the bottom it's just a little bit more ice news. Like the Democrats are releasing their own master ice tracker, which is that doesn't really go with New York ice raids, but you know, ice and ice.
Donald Trump meeting. Let's see. Blowing up cartels. Yeah.
That's a pretty good.
Good third one. See, we can kind of bend our original rules a little bit and change things up because we're always morphing it, you know? So just because we make a rule doesn't mean we can't change things as we learn more about how to make these videos better. So I really like the new rule of the third story can be a leading story to more stuff that's about it. Like a really easy one is Trump goes live and he says a bunch of crazy shit. So we could just highlights. The third story is the highlights of Trump's stream that day. Trump bomb cartel. There we go. And then daily crash outs. Here we go. Also notice that last long form, Archie, that we did pretty good. It's like didn't need to be boosted by shorts. You know what I'm saying? It did good on its own.
Yeah, it's done its own 2 feet.
Let's see here. Let's go. Let's see. Daily crash outs. All right. I'm gonna end these polls. EBT bucks, huh? All right. EBT bucks.
I got something we could discuss for a second. People are saying in chat that Trump is heading us back towards normalcy.
Yeah.
Do you think that Trump is bringing us back towards normalcy?
It's a mix. So there's some normalcy that's coming back, but we're also in a new realm, right? So the normalcy that they're talking about is like being able to call someone retarded again and not get in trouble. That's the best.
I never
you know
lived in
what I
that
mean?
world.
Right? Yeah.
I never lived in that world.
It's the normalcy where so what this is from the eyes of a righty, right? This is the righty perspective. So over the past like 10, 15 years, there's just been this extreme push of more and more like too far progressive stuff and people demanding that everyone participate in it. Okay. And transgender is like a really low hanging fruit example of that. So I'm trying to avoid it. I'm trying to think of something else like woke appeared, right? Like it's like woke being progressive and being like fair with people. I'm cool with that, but like there's a level beyond that. And that's what people mean with like woke. It's been watered down because it's overly used, kind of like Nazi is overly used, right? It's watered down, doesn't even mean anything anymore. Woke has been, the same thing has happened with woke, but what it originally meant from the righty perspective was just people taking things way too absurdly far from normalcy and demanding everyone else participate in it or else. And this world has existed for a long time, so there's people like you that don't really understand the difference, because there was a different world before where that wasn't happening, right? And with Trump and the culture and everything right now, it feels like we've pushed that back. Now I feel like it's pushing back a little bit too far even, you know, because like I liked the world where we're accepting of others. I like that type of stuff, but like the demands just kept getting more and more and more absurd, to where there's people that like want to be an animal or something, you know what I mean? And like and it's offensive not to participate in that. There's just so many things, and it's infested our movies, it's infested all of our media, it's infested our games. And you know, like one thing that I'm noticing in the game industry is hot chicks with big tits are back, baby. Okay, like that wasn't allowed for a while. It's still kind of not allowed in certain companies in the gaming industry, but like, bro, they bring in hot chicks with big tits back. Like that got like banned almost. Look what they did to Tomb Raider. You know, they nerfed the fuck out of her because they're like, it's not about, like, they didn't like fucking objectifying her big titties. Bro, what do you think? Who do you think is buying these games? You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. 10 EBT bucks from Ace of Spades says, can we get a King Stan emoji, please? You know what? We do need to upgrade the emojis. Sorry for ignoring that one. I was answering Archie's questions, but I never forgot that one. And thank you, Ace of Spade. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna upgrade our emojis now that there's like we're taking the streaming seriously here. I should probably upgrade the emojis and make them dope. Yeah, so that's the best way I can explain it, Archie. That's what people mean when like we're getting back to normal. So like, you know, I just watched a movie and it was awesome. And it was just a bunch of dudes blowing shit up or something. I forgot what it was, but there was nothing added to it that is like too far. We talked about that last night, or even in the last night we did a movie night, and then we watched Superman, the new one, and there's this chick with huge honkers and she's showing them off, right? And I'm like, oh shit. And that's like, and James Gunn, he's like a lefty, he's a pretty hard lefty, but he put that in the movie. I'm like, a lefty put that in the movie? We could show some titties, bro, in a lefty movie? That's just, it feels like we're getting back to normal.
Yeah.
That's what we're expressing. We want things to not be so fucking like, there's this world that got pushed so far to where everyone has to walk on eggshells to fucking exist. And we don't want that. That world like came out of nowhere. It wasn't like that before. So it feels good to say, fuck you. We don't want to do that. It feels good. Like it's relieving. And that's the righty perspective. For any lefties that want to know, and actually that is a lefty that asked the question, a righty that is answering it. Righties, let me know if I'm representing you guys good enough with that and being fair and not being a dick, you know, to lefties. I'm just trying to be honest there, right? Base stand, thank you. Just being honest, that's how we feel. That you know, people want to know how we feel, that's how we feel. There's people who are going to be mad that we feel that way, but like that doesn't change anything. That's just not being empathetic to how someone else feels. Very simple. Modern conservatives were raised on Slim Shady, and everyone thought GLAAD, who were protesting him, were bad guys. Now Eminem is ashamed of his past, and we think he should join. Okay, I don't know what that is. I don't know what GLAAD is, but I see where you're going. All right. I have
Safe
the
Infection says you got a nice beard.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Yeah, he said he's waited a long time for you to tell you this, or always wanted to tell you this.
What chat is he in?
Oh, like he should be. Oh, just the shorts chat. It was just
Shorts
something
chat.
stupid I saw. But there you go, Wendigo, Safe Infection.
I'm looking for it. How far up is it?
It's just literally there. It says, "Hey, I actually caught you live. Awesome. I always wanted to tell you on live. I love that mighty beard."
Why can't I see this? My chat broken? Sometimes I see people talking about someone in the chat, right? They're like, somebody's being a dick or whatever. I'm looking at the chat and I don't see any of the chats. Something's up with that. Huh. Well, thanks for reading it out loud. I wouldn't have seen it either otherwise. Oh, wait, there it is. Steven is the guy. I was looking for a Wendigo. His name's Steven.
Staphen. Staph infection, bro.
Staph
What a
infection.
dope name.
Staph infection.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that what that actually is?
Look at it. Staph infection.
Staph infection.
Staph infection. You British
Is that
motherfucker.
That's not Staff.
It's Staph. Yeah, bro. It's a meme name. It's STAPHEN space FEC. See what I'm saying, bro?
Staph infection.
Bro, if you were a bartender, I would troll you so hard by calling your place. You ever seen The Simpsons?
Yeah, Mo,
Remember-
I know.
Yeah, you're Mo right now. Archie's learning so much today. Yes.
Yeah, I'm growing up, guys.
All right. Shall I shoot this video for you, Archie?
Yeah, go for it.
Let's do it. Late again, but easier. All right. I got this. Turn the music off. All right. Recording. Stream marker. Bam. People are crashing about Trump's new ballroom. ICE is now hitting New York City hard with raids. And Trump says that he might start bombing the cartel on land. This is your daily injection of political crack. I know you can't stop watching. Let's go. Wait. I fucked that up. Hold on, I got that. This is your daily injection of political crack. Let's go. Less words. There we go. Shorter, faster intros. Yes, sir.
For the first one, you say Democrats are getting pissed about Trump's ballroom. I don't know if, or like whatever you said, but you said about twice in the intro. I don't know if you wanted to reshoot that one.
Lefties are crashing out about Trump's ballroom. I don't think I did, but
well, for what I heard, you went lefties are crashing about Trump's ballroom. That's what I heard.
Well, I gave you a second one just in case.
Perfect. All right. Bye-bye, Archie, in future edit.
Starting with the demolition of this part of the White House. It actually looks pretty bad. Lefties are spreading this around and they're like doomsdaying, like, fucking look what Trump is doing. Holy shit. They are losing their fucking minds. President Trump's demolition and construction is moving at a breakneck pace at the east wing of the White House, making way for the stunning ballroom that presidents have dreamt about having for decades. This guy loves Trump. I mean, I do too, but this guy really loves Trump. The left is mad. It's not their idea. That, you know what? Maybe that's true. Maybe that's what it is. I mean, it's probably, no, it's just because Trump's doing it. That's why they're mad. Trump does something, be mad, right? But, this is, I mean, that's a pretty gnarly image. They tearing it down. But we got a bunch more images of this. It's actually going to be really cool looking, in my opinion. President Trump has just presented the renderings of his ballroom at the White House, and liberals say it has too much gold. Let me take a look at this. Hold on. Oh my God, of course it's gold. Trump loves gold, bro. And the lefties hate that he loves gold. Look at the Oval Office. It's covered in gold. And they hate that too. I see them complaining about how much gold is in the Oval Office. They have to complain about literally every little fucking thing.
The ballroom. I think there'll be nothing like it. And it's being paid for 100% by me and some friends of mine, donors to it. The government's paying absolutely nothing. We're also working with the military on it because they want to make sure everything's perfect. And the military is very much involved in this. They want to make sure everything is absolutely beautiful. You can see the kind of interiors.
Oh, yeah, that looks amazing.
That's
good job, Trump.
The ballroom.
Beautiful.
And it's the highest level. And you see it goes beautifully with the White House. I mean, the mix is beautiful. So over the years, many presidents have made changes. This obviously would be the biggest change, but this was something they've wanted for at least 150 years.
You know, what's really interesting about what he just said is that many presidents have made changes, and that's true, but we've never heard anyone complain about it, really. Well, okay, I take that back. I'm not sure, but I'm certain that when Obama got the basketball court put in the White House, there's got to be righties that were complaining about that. But I was much younger back then, and I wasn't paying attention as much. All right, I was just being in my 20s, bro. This is what it's supposed to look like. So it's not like the White House is being torn down. There's a separate building over here where they're going to build it, and it's going to connect to the White House, which is sick. Isn't that sick? Look at that. That looks pretty cool to me. Here's some of the images that Trump was talking about. The inside look at that. Imagine. That is... They're going to tear it down when he's out. When the lefties come in, they're tearing it down. It's going to piss me off. But that looks amazing. And it's very Trump. Here's an outside render. That looks sick, dude. This is iconic. Bro, you know what's funny? Like, if they don't tear this down, what's really funny, I feel like Trump is trolling. Like, this isn't a very expensive troll, I swear to God, because he's going to do this, and it's probably going to stay there for a very long time. So forever in politics, there'll be this building that Trump built, and he's the guy that all these people were butthurt about. And then he has his building that gets attached to the White House, and every time they look at that thing, they'll think of Trump. I think it's a big troll. Plus, I also think that he's like getting shit done so much, he's getting a little bored, bro. He's like, give me some more shit to do. Hey, you know what? I used to develop property and stuff like that. Let me get back into it. So this is him just getting his hands dirty back in the thing that his previous love, right? His current love is politics and saving the world. His past love was, being a real estate mogul and, a very successful, sleazy businessman. I love it. Not complaining. All right. Don't take it the wrong way. Hey, bro, I just own it and love it instead of pretending like he wasn't like that. All right. No, he got shit done. He was a very fucking cutthroat, disciplined business person. And look how far he got. Is this a crash out? Oh, no, this is a crash. Oh, my God. Ew, what the fuck? Flashbang. Okay, sorry, everybody. When you see a woman with oversized glasses and crazy eyes, you just know something dumb is about to come out of her mouth. She's probably mad about the White House, isn't she?
Y'all are absolutely ridiculous. Why are you getting upset about the SNAP benefits going away? Why? Where else do you think the money for the new ballroom in the White House is coming from, y'all? Jesus Christ, priorities, people, priorities.
I was this close to yelling at Archie. I'm like, why isn't this in the crash out section? And then she mentioned the White House. Now I understand. Archie, you were this close. Oh, Whoopi is crashing out. A, B, C. It's easy as I hate Trump. That's all they care about, right? That's all they care about. Okay, let's listen.
So,
oh, hold on. What was that at the beginning? I didn't even listen to words she said. I'm already laughing. Holy fuck. I got to play that again. What the fuck? That's fucking... we need We need to add sound bites to the show. We need a sound guy that's to be there. That's just on point with everything. Like, oh fuck, that needs to be a fucking sound bite. That's funny. Oh my, one more time, and then we'll listen.
So, this will also be decided. This is the part that really tickles me. It's going to be decided by some of the same Justice Department lawyers who worked with him on these past cases. So Americans, the question is, are you on board with all of this? This is like a cash grab.
Yeah.
And your taxes are probably going to be paying for that.
That tacky, gaudy ballroom.
I mean, it's kind of kooky.
Okay, again, Archie was this close, but then they mentioned the ballroom. Okay, got it. I was like, what is she complaining about? She's complaining about taxes. I thought there was a segment about the ballroom. Oh, Walmart Obama. Oh, wait. No, is it Walmart Obama? No, it's Timu Obama. Timu Obama. He's not happy either. Let's take a look.
Donald Trump is once again preparing.
Hold on. Here we go.
Donald Trump is once again preparing to fly out of the country.
Mm-hmm. Right.
The East Wing of the White House is being demolished so that Donald Trump can construct a ballroom where he will be celebrated like a king. And at the same time, Trump is trying to rob taxpayers of $230 million to continue to line his pockets. And yet Republicans have zero interest, none, in addressing the healthcare crisis that they've created, which is devastating people all across the country.
You know, I looked it up, and Trump is worth like, it exploded. He did. He got like, he was like, kind of, you know, he was in the BBB, the Billionaire Boys Club, okay, but just barely before president, and he's maintained, you know, this. He's a billionaire technically, but ever since he took over again, now he's worth like $7 billion or something like that, right? And I'm like, holy shit, that's a lot of money. But then I was thinking, I'm like, why the fuck isn't that like 100 billion, bro? What the fuck? What the hell are you doing, Trump? What the fuck is he doing? Why isn't that shit fucking Nancy Pelosi level? Like, what the hell? Why does Nancy Pelosi have more money? Just saying. Wait, how much does Nancy Pelosi have? Is she in the billions or 100 millions? Maybe he's cooking her. But anyways, regardless, that shit should be 100 billion. Insider trading. I know. I'm just saying that Trump should, you know, why did he only get 7 billion? I want him to have 100 billion. He's complaining about Trump lining his pockets. I'm complaining he's not lining his pockets enough. That's all I'm saying. Oh, Gavin Newsom, he doesn't like it. Donald Trump doesn't want you to see this picture. He's literally destroying the White House. Bro, that's fucking wild, bro. It's just a picture of it's just a picture. Like, you have to how do you think connecting another building works? You got to tear down the side so you can connect the other building. How do you think it works? This guy is retarded. White House begins demolishing East Wing facade to build Trump's ballroom. It's not his house. It's your house. And he's destroying it. Oh, this is Hillary Clinton? Oh my God, it's Hillary Clinton. She shut off the replies? You gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh, here's a reply to Hillary. Hi, Hillary. Remind us, wasn't it you who walked off with $28,000 in White House furniture when you moved out, and your husband who defiled the Oval Office during his presidency? President Trump's funding a beautiful new ballroom out of his own pocket. Where's the outrage when taxpayers paid for Roosevelt's West Wing, Taft's Oval Office, FDR's East Wing and private pool, Truman's full White House rebuild, Nixon's bowling alley, Obama's basketball court? All of these are cool. All of these are cool. All right. Hey, I know not a lot of you guys are a fan of Obama. Even Obama's basketball court is cool. All right. And in fact, I think we should add a Trump fucking golf course on the list too while we're at it. Oh, I can't go to. Okay. Calm. All right. Do your fucking video, Stan. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at all these different things that have happened over the years because of different presidents. But it's all of a sudden it's a problem because Trump wants to make some changes. A CNN report from 2010, 376 million White House renovation during Obama administration. Where was the Democrat outrage then? Well, it's Obama doing it. So of course they're not going to be mad about it. You know, I mean, that's where it was. It didn't exist. It's because it's Obama that's doing it.
Sounds like they're building another wing to the White House, but we appreciate you keeping your focus.
You can't even imagine, TJ. It's going to happen for the next 2 years. All of the banging, the jackhammering, the dust, the confusion, the noise of all places to do construction is happening right here, the front lawn of the White House.
They sound pretty stoked about it to me.
It's a 4-year renovation project.
4 years?
It costs $376 million.
This is in 2000. That's 15 years ago. So, I mean, Trump's getting it done way cheaper, but like even more so because of inflation, and it's going to be faster. The fuck? Just saying. Now, I'll bet you anything there were some righties that were upset about this. I don't remember. I was a kid back then, you know, in my 20s. So I just wasn't really paying attention. I was just doing someone in their 20s shit back then before the internet truly took over like it did today. But yeah, I don't know. I don't give a fuck. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about, okay? This is what I'm talking about. How much for a room here? Okay? Like, how much for one night? Let me get one night. That's fire. Or that plus the golf course like I was talking about, all right? That's what we need. This is what the left sees from Trump building a ballroom. It's true, bro. It's like that is what they see. Oh my God, White House down. That's funny as fuck. Oh, yes, there we go, bro. Like, I am so sold. Yes, paint that shit gold. Put Trump on it. You know what? And let's make a Mount Trump more. That's what we need. His own mountain. We need a mountain with just Trump. The whole mountain is Trump. That's what we need. That too. And we need it all done within the next 3 years. And other news, ICE has now invaded New York City and they are taking care of business. It's actually pretty crazy. A huge immigration raid has just occurred in New York City near Canal Street. Federal agents took down illegal street vendors per local media. Multiple arrests made. Oh, Archie, are you there? I don't think he is. Is this the guy that got arrested? Is my question. Or the guy that was on the Archie's not there. Archie! He's not coming. I'm on my own.
Hello?
Oh, he's back. Archie.
Yeah.
You heard me on the stream, didn't you?
Yeah.
The huge immigration raid that happened in New York, is that the one where the guy that was fucking with Nick Shirley was?
Yeah, and he got caught by that raid and sent to prison.
Do you have that Nick Shirley clip? Oh, this one.
It's in there.
Oh, here it is. Okay, I'm moving that to the second one. Okay, cool. All right, so I remember this. This was really crazy. So, okay, look at this. Illegal street vendors, right? So they're here illegally, and they're taking over the blocks, and they're selling shit illegally and kicking out anybody that exposes them. Here's a little clip of one of these guys getting caught. This dude that's pressing Nick Shirley actually got arrested. He was one of the people in this raid, which is wild.
How much?
Yo, what's up? We don't do no fucking camera. Fuck the fucking camera.
Hey.
Fucking pushing.
Hey.
You heard? Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Hey. Back off.
I said, fuck you with your camera. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Who the fuck you work for? Bitch ass nigga. Who the fuck you work for? Bitch, who you work for?
So this is kind of, it's a 2.5 minute clip. I'm gonna skip ahead here.
Right,
He
get
keeps
outta here.
pressing
Look,
them. They have gone around the block, so they went down the street and they're around a street corner now. And he's like, "Look, I literally bought one of your things, bro."
Bought some Rolex.
That's right.
I just bought a Rolex.
What's a Rolex? So
It's a
fuck
fake
outta
one.
here.
It's a fake one.
That's a little bit sly right there from Nick. I think he's progressing in a direction where he's getting kind of fed up with these people, is jading him a little bit. And the way he's responding to them is being a little bit different. He was way nicer. He's still really nice, but he was way nicer when he first started doing this. And he's changing a little bit. I don't know. You can just watch over time. It's interesting.
It's a fake one. Go to the fucking
Go ahead here. So even after they continue to press,
You see what happens? People come in from other countries illegally. They get mad at you on the streets of the United States. Then they shouldn't be doing stuff illegally. Then they shouldn't be doing stuff illegally.
see, it's a whole bunch of them.
Hey, hey.
See, it's a whole bunch of them.
Hey, hey.
I will smash this bitch.
Hey.
And you go fucking lost it.
Hey. Hey, hey, hey. All right, we're out. See what happens? That's the problem. If you just can't let this go on, people need to start standing on business. These people are selling illegally on the streets of New York City. Cameraman just got punched in the face. Took one for the team. He just took one cold right there. They're selling marijuana illegally. That's why they're mad. Thing is, these people don't have papers. You guys heard of there? He said this is his block.
Right, bro. This is our place. What the fuck? These guys coming over here? These guys coming over here trying to say it's their shit? What the fuck? You serious? You fucking serious, bro? That's what I'm talking about. So this raid that went down is the one. This is it. Here's some more footage of it. Oh, and also, one sec. Let me do a little movie magic here. Here we go. Movie magic.
A new follower.
Hey, we got a new follower. Let's go. I just want to zoom in on this. So here's the guy. That's the fucking guy. They got him. He's out of here. That's satisfying. That's that, like, you watch that Nick Shirley clip and you're like, fuck, that's so aggravating. How dare you? Right? Here we go. Satisfaction for you guys. Behold. All right? If I can bring some satisfaction to the table in my videos, you bet your ass I'm going to fucking do it. All right? Look at that. Fuck this guy. Leftists were just pummeled to the ground and arrested after they targeted ICE agents in the middle of an immigration raid in New York City. All right, we're going to be a little bit careful with this one. I'm just going to skip ahead slightly and just make sure that it's okay. Okay, they got control of this guy. That's not too violent. They're just getting him. I got to be careful. YouTube's got it out for me, man. They've already banned me unfairly a couple times. 3 times now, actually. And I've gotten bans before, too, and I never complained about them because they were my fucking fault and I did the wrong thing. And I took it on the chin and took accountability. But I've been banned 3 times unfairly by YouTube. 2 of them, they admitted. The 3rd one, and they reinstated my channels. The 3rd time, to this day, they won't admit it. And I'm always going to remind people, the reason why I'm careful is that video of that Scottish girl with the hatchet and the sword protecting her little sister. Bro, right? I covered that just like everyone else did. I'm the only person that got banned for that. A whole week ban for showing that exact same video that everyone else did. I'll never shut up about it. I've always been on YouTube's side until they pulled this shit on me lately. And I swear to God, it has something to do with the type of content I'm making now. And somebody at YouTube that reviews these things, some little minion is just getting in the fucking way. Got him. Well, it's New York, bro. There it is. They've entered New York. They're operating in New York. Massive. Let me click right here. Massive fuck around find out is playing out in New York City. Leftist who's been on attacking ICE agents was arrested and had his mask ripped off. I want to see his face.
Again, this person, we've been watching this person. He has been pushing ICE agents and police. And people have been defending him. There's another woman right in front. She was also pushing some of these officers, whether they know someone who was arrested by police for Being undocumented is unclear.
Pull his mask off.
Again, we're trying to figure out how.
There we go. You little punk.
There were undocumented immigrants. As
Federal
opposed to
agents. Don't fuck with federal
At this
agents.
point, these are protesters who are being
Or
arrested.
these, no, these, yeah, federal police. Don't fuck with the federal police. It's such a stupid thing to do. Here's what's going to happen with a lot of these cases, right? The courts are very nature, okay? And like things in nature, things get good at stuff and they learn, okay? So here's what's happening. A lot of these federal cases, they have a lot of experience processing these guys now. So it's actually pretty straightforward. Bing, bam, zing, zam. All right, you throw these guys into the system. They already know how to fucking prosecute these guys and they're going to win. Okay, it's like the first few cases, maybe they don't, you know, they're a little wet behind the ears with these, but with the sheer volume of these types of people that are going to start getting federal charges, it's pretty straightforward. You're going to get processed real fucking quick and have federal charges, and you're super fucked. You're fucking over your future because you were angry and you want to push around a fucking couple cops. Not worth it. Don't fuck with federal agents. I say this every time we talk about this stuff in these videos. New York City Canal Street is clear. There are no counterfeit scammers or drug dealers on the streets today. They have been iced. Oh shit, Nick Sealer went back. They've been iced, he says. Nick Shirley, let's go.
I'm here on Canal Street, and there are no signs of any street vendors after yesterday's raid. This street's completely clear. This street as well. The main spot is
That's where he was in the video. That's where he was standing, and they were fucking with him.
completely cleared as well.
Yeah, he was down that street right there. He was over here, and that's where the dude with the dreadlocks was pressing him all the way around the street corner, followed him that far, pushing him out. And then on the opposite side, they tried to steal his camera, and his cameraman got punched.
No signs of counterfeit scammers
Gone.
or drug dealers on the streets of New York City here on Canal Street today.
And that's exactly why they didn't want the cameras in the fucking first place, because they are scared of this happening. Cameras, baby. Cameras. They're everywhere now. Can't avoid them. What is this? Oh, let's see. CNN. Archie, are you there? Probably listening on his phone, cooking some food or something. Let me look at it in the docket. They're claiming, okay, there's just... So on CNN, apparently they're claiming that ICE is not properly trained. You're good, Archie. I'm just going to send it. We have a clip here from CNN saying that ICE is not properly trained. We've all seen it. I have to agree. As much I support ICE. It is what it is. They got, you know, it's unfortunate that we have to do this big deportation effort, but too many people came in. It wasn't an issue for me before, but with the sheer volume of people that have come in, it is an issue. It's an unfortunate thing. However, with that said, I do believe that the ICE agents are undertrained. I've seen there's some ones that are trained or come from previous law enforcement, and then there's ICE agents that are like pepper spraying people and like point blank range and spraying themselves. I've seen this stuff, and I'm looking at ICE agents struggle to even do basic apprehension. They can't even do a simple arm bar. Okay, so I actually do agree with this take. If we're going to be honest and fair, honest and fairness has no side, and truly, it's because they are pumping up the amount of ICE agents they want to have. The side effect of that, of moving really fast, is that there's going to be a lack of training, and that's a real thing, and I think it's fair to address it.
There's not. We've all seen it. And there should be.
You definitively state that they're not being properly trained. Do you know that?
They're shooting dogs. They're shooting dogs in people's that have been locked in people's bathrooms. They're abandoning small.
That was one case, and I'm not entirely sure if that's ICE or not. It might have been police, but totally against shooting a fucking dog that's locked in a bathroom. I did hear about that case, and as a dog owner, that made me disgusted. So really hope that that doesn't happen again.
Children alone in cars while they no, it's not false. Look it up. Don't just say false. I actually
abandoning small children. They turned the children over to HHS.
There were actually small children abandoned.
So here's what's happening. A bunch of facts and a bunch of bullshit are getting mixed together, and it's really hard to follow along with these people. This is why everyone's so fucking confused all the time, right? okay, the argument here, okay, all the other stuff that she said aside is that ICE isn't properly trained. I agree with it. I already had my take on there. You guys have seen most of you guys watching this have probably seen videos of ICE struggling to apprehend somebody, and then I've even seen the videos of people getting away, and like they're in the middle of arresting these guys, and then they fucking get away, and it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Where's the training? Like they should not be letting them get away. Okay, like police don't do that. Police don't often let someone get away that they had their hands on, and if they do, they go fucking track that bitch down. All right, they're not getting away for long. It's different. It is different. They do need better training. And with better training, we'll get better results. In a disgusting move, Democrats are about to create a master ICE tracker on an official government website to track the movement of activities of agents. That's illegal. They can't do that. It doesn't matter if they're politicians or not.
I shared this with the mayor. Over the course of the next couple of weeks, the Oversight Committee will be launching on their website a master ICE tracker, where we're going to be essentially tracking every single instance that we can verify that the community will be able to send us information on. I shared this with the mayor.
Yeah, that's illegal. You're not supposed to do that. Next up, Trump says he is ready to launch military strikes on cartels entering U.S. by land and not just Caribbean operations. Okay, I have not seen this clip. This is a fresh reaction from yours truly. Let me see how loud this is.
This is a national.
That's loud enough. All right, let's play this.
This is a national security problem. They killed 300,000 people last year. These drugs coming in. They killed 300,000 Americans last year, and that gives you legal authority. We have a national security. Really, I will say this. When you look at the people we're dealing with, and we know them. We know the people coming in. We know the boats. We know everything else. We're allowed to do it. It's in international waters. If we don't do it, we're going to lose hundreds of thousands of people. Now, they'll be coming in by land a little bit more because they're not coming in by boat anymore. There are no boats in the water. There are no more boats. We know the boat almost immediately. You know, it's pretty unusual when you see somebody with a fishing rod and 5 engines on the back of the boat. You know, you don't need that to go fishing. Wait. And we will hit them very hard when they come in by land. And they haven't experienced that yet, but now we're totally prepared to do that.
That's wild. I mean, I'm an Iraq vet. That war was basically a big fucking waste of time, money, lives. It really was, in my opinion. Like, what did we do? You know what I mean? I think everyone kind of agrees with that, and it just kind of sucks. But holy fuck, bro! Back in my, when I'm 18 to 22 years old, I'm in the Marines. If they could have sent me to South fucking America to go fuck up some cartel, hell yeah, bro! I'll sleep at night. Fuck yeah, dude. No, I'm all about it. Let's fuck those guys up. Middle East, fuck that. We have a problem here at home. Fuck those guys up, dude. We're playing too many games and playing soft with them. I like Trump's approach here. I'm very much for this. This is affecting us and our land immediately. This isn't a far off land across the vast ocean, bro. With shit that has nothing to do with us. This is at home, and I'm all about it. Marco Rubio just gave the perfect response to people who are worried about President Trump blowing up narco terrorists. I love Marco Rubio. He's been doing great.
Yeah, well, I mean, the question is, bottom line, these are drug boats. If people want to stop seeing drug boats blow up, stop sending drugs to the United States.
That's so simple, bro.
Well, these are all in international waters. The boat.
Do a strike in the United States, or if
well, that's a different matter. Now you're talking about a law enforcement matter. In this particular case, there are people traveling on international waters headed towards the United States with hostilities in mind, which includes flooding our country with dangerous, deadly drugs.
Blow them up!
And they're going to be stopped. And that's what's happening. And in the case last week, you saw there was a submarine. It was a submarine. It was a submersible. That's a drug boat all the way through. We know what these boats are. The president just said it. We track them from the very beginning. We know who's on them, who they are, where they're coming from, what they have on them. If you're running drug boats, you're in grave danger. Yeah, well, I mean,
it's so simple. You don't want us to blow up the boat? Stop sending drug boats. It's such a fucking simple, reasonable, obvious take, but it has to get made way overly complicated, and they have to spin it as to why it's a bad thing. President Trump confirms he's not budging on INCH on Chuck Schumer's demands of $1.5 trillion for illegals to reopen the government.
Well, I think it's a shame that it's shut down because we have the greatest economy, as you were saying before. We have the greatest economy in the world right now, by far, the United States. We have almost 18, now it was 17, now it's $18 trillion being poured into our country, and it's no time for shutdowns. I don't think it's affecting what we're doing, but it's too bad for a lot of people. We have a lot of good people that aren't working right now that should be, and it's because the Democrats want to try and renegotiate a deal that they had negotiated. They want $1.5 trillion given to illegal immigrants who came into the country, and it's going to hurt the health care of citizens of our country that have been paying into it, that have been working hard for it, that really deserve it. So we're never going to do that. It's not going to happen. And I will tell you, there are a lot of good Democrats that really want to make a deal. And I think all we need is 5 Democrats because we have a great support on the Republican side. So I think we need 5 Democrats, and there are a lot of them that want to make a deal. So I think at some point, common sense will prevail. Well, I think it's.
We'll see what's going to happen. It is now officially the longest government shutdown in our history. So we're in uncharted territory here. It's not so easy to say, it's going to be fine. They always end up, reopening the government. Not this time. So I retract my previous statements in other videos saying, it's going to be fine. They always come back. We're in uncharted territory. We'll see what's going to happen. And now it is time for daily crash outs. Starting with this liberal woman who wants to round up all Trump supporters and put them in a gas chamber. Archie, when I play this video, can you please put that German song in the background, the Erica one? The da 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 da. It's gonna be funny as shit. It's gonna be funny as shit. Trust me, put that in the background of this video. It'll make it 1,000 times better. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the ride.
Round them all up.
Mm-hmm.
Put them in a big room that kind of looks like it could be a gas chamber.
Okay.
Don't actually do anything to them.
That's like saying in Minecraft, in a video game.
Like, they'll be fine. Don't gas chamber them, but just put them in a room and tell them that's what you're gonna fucking do to them. Watch them all cry like the little baby back bitches that they actually are on their insides and probably piss and shit their goddamn pants.
The music, right?
Oh, yeah?
I'm hearing it in my head. You guys are hearing it in the video.
I had one of you as a little brother. I know exactly how you got the way you are. And it's because your daddy was exactly the same fucking way. You're not even your own fucking person. You're just a compilation of all the hatred that your father handed down to you, you dumb motherfucker.
Wait, she just kind of talked about herself because she says, I had a little brother just like you, and he had daddy issues because his dad, blah, 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 right? And I'm like, wait a minute, that's your dad. And that's why you have issues. Holy fuck, self-report. Just saying, think about it. And wasn't I right putting the German music in the background made it better? I'm telling you. Anti-ICE protester in LA issues a threat to ICE agents saying ICE is not the only ones with guns, okay?
Don't forget where you're standing. This is South Central Los Angeles. They are not the only ones with guns in this city. They're not the only ones, and don't forget that. And I don't say that because we're calling for violence. I'm saying that because the people have every right to defend themselves against masked, unidentified gunmen with AR-15s and other military rifles. The people have every right to defend themselves. Don't forget.
All right, let's see how that holds up in court, buddy. Remove this president or there will be violence.
Get this man out of here now. But if that doesn't happen, and we're not promoting it for 1 second.
They always do the qualifier, bro. What, bro? Why do you have to do the qualifier if you're not calling for it? Everyone has to do this qualifier. What the fuck? Bro, the qualifier is the giveaway.
But if that doesn't happen, there will be violence. Yes. And these people had the opportunity to stop it. And they didn't. Get this man out of here.
You know what's really funny is these people always, like clockwork, They want someone else to go do it. They're like, I want someone else with a gun to shoot ICE agents. I don't want to do it myself, but I want someone else to do it. It's always so like clockwork, the same thing. Nobody wants to do it themselves. Please, someone else go do my dirty work for me so I can have the world I want, a world of chaos and death. I have not seen this one. Here we go. We're going in blind.
Couldn't even protest like that if we had a king, so it's kind of a moot point.
I'm going to try to break this down for you.
Okay, break it
in
down.
words that you will understand.
Okay, break it down for me.
No have king. No have king. Good. Good. Have president. President not good. President acting like king. Bad. President consolidating power. President not representing the people. We
Yes. Okay, I'm just gonna shut her off right there, bro. He is representing the people. Like, we want him to do these things that he's doing. What are you talking about? If he's not representing the people, then why did he get voted in? And the people that voted for him are like, yes. The people that didn't vote for him are the ones that are not being represented. That's the truth. You can't say that the people blanket statement is not being represented. No, the majority that voted for him is being represented, and you got outvoted, and you have to deal with it. She's hijacking the situation and changing it so she can blanket say that he's representing nobody, completely disregarding us, the people that want him to do it. There's nothing left. You're not explaining it in words that make sense to me, lady. What you're doing is you're explaining how you twist it so you can and lie so you can try and make the point instead of admitting the reality that people do want Trump to be president. That's why they voted for him. White woman says she wants to leave America. I'll buy her a ticket. Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
When does it end? Bro, I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted.
Why did
it has to stop? It has to
Oh,
stop
God.
soon. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, get me out of here. Oh my freaking God. Oh my God. When does it
That was good, bro. That was literally a crash out. That was genuine, bro. That was from the soul. Now, why she recorded it and then after that decided to upload it, I don't know. I mean, I kind of do, but it's whatever. It's just pathetic behavior. But that was amazing. Thank you, lady. Thank you for that. It's never ending. Oh, here we go. So this is we got another Charlie Kirk one. These are endless. That's what I'll say. These are endless. There's an infinite amount of these lefties that are caught on video behaving this way. And just think about this. So if there's a sheer volume of these people mocking Charlie Kirk's death that's on video and threatening people to, you know, that they're going to end up like Charlie Kirk because of their values. If there's this amount that's being caught on video, how much of this do you think is not on camera? It's way more. This is a real thing. And one thing that I'm disappointed in, and I'm usually pretty fair with the lefties, but in this one, you know, I'm a little bit upset here at the lack of like lefties actually demanding that this fucking stop. Right. And there's a huge amount of lefties that are pretending like as if there's some equal amount of this coming back at them from the right. Basically justifying, saying, hey, you know, and not taking any accountability that the left is plagued with these people. Where's the admittance of this, right? Is the shame that great? They literally are just going to refuse to admit that their side is absolutely plagued with this type of person. Here, behold.
Hey, Nazis, can you set up somewhere where I can avoid you easily?
Yeah, thank you. Have a great day.
Nah, fuck you, Nazi. Watch your neck.
Thanks.
$5 super chat from Commentary. Connoisseur says we need a couple Republicans to freak out like the lefties for balance. That's what they want. There was another $5 super chat earlier from Choke Dealer. Sorry for not seeing that one right away. Thank you very much. Or it's not a $5 super chat. It's five 5 EBT bucks. Thank you for the 5 EBT bucks, choke dealer. Says these are the people we've seen eat glue in preschool. That's true. There we go. Facts. And what is this one that we're ending on? Woman says that the University of Miami is stealing illegal immigrants from out. Okay, hold on. What the batshit crazy? I'm saving this.
What do you think worst case scenario is in the Trump administration going forward?
I think the worst case scenario is that we get 1930s Germany flat out. Straight up, we just get 1930s Germany all over again.
Nose ring theory?
There's only white people, no
Nose ring theory?
transgender people, no minorities, only straight white upper class men are able to exist and are able to wreak havoc on the rest of society.
Yep, nose ring theory.
That's the way I think.
I wasn't sure if that was like sunlight shining on her nose weird because of the angle of the sun being low and to the left, hitting her face directly and causing that little shadow. But no, that is a nose ring.
That this could get worse. If you don't know,
nose ring theory.
About over 1,500 immigrants have gone missing from Alligator Alcatraz, and not to about a 40-minute drive from there is the University of Miami. And at that university, they're doing human trials on for Neuralink chips in brains, and I believe that's where they're going. Is they're being used as human experiments for brain chips, pretty much.
What do you think worst case scenario is in the Trump
I'm so happy that we get all this on camera. It's so fun to look at it, you know? Slightly exhausted, but also like very highly amused. Okay, like that's right. Got it, lady. Got it. And that's the end of that video. I'm not even doing outros. I'm just going to end the videos. I'm staying live, by the way, but that's going to get uploaded to Archie now so he can get started on his edit. Gonzo got all his shit edited already today before I went live. There we go. First video. We have some more things to talk about. We have a Trump stream to check out. So we have a lot more to go through in the stream. Here's all the other stories. We'll do these ones next here in a little bit, but I'm just going to hang out with you guys for a bit. Read some chats. We'll just let this, play. Let her sit there and chill. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? Sorry for not reading a lot of the chats and stuff. I read some here and there, but I was just focused on sending it on my video. Still trying to get better at this, at doing the live stream, doing this live. I'm used to shooting these not live, so I'm trying to teach myself to get the chats in the videos more, but keep repeating it. Do it every day. Do this every day. We'll get real good at streaming. Alligator Alcatraz. I have Alligator Alcatraz shirts. I have one. Brittany? Yeah, I have an Alligator Alcatraz shirts that I sell. They're pretty badass. Dravon82, welcome to the Twitch stream. Deep Fried Meatwad says you've heard you were part of the military. I was in the Marines a long time ago. McCordell says we can all say we enjoy you and Archie's company. Thank you, man. Thanks for your service. Thanks for fucking paying taxes. Parade rest. Attention. Been a long time. Stan, big fan. Glad to see you live stream. Thank you, Ben Hunter. Appreciate you. M in the chat says, is this the guy that yelled at the girl for trauma dumping? I yelled at a girl for trauma dumping? Robert R. I've yelled at a lot of people for trauma dumping, so it probably is. I'm just interested, what kind of guns do you prefer? I like all guns, you know? All guns are cool. Ones that don't jam up on you, I guess. Ones that aren't annoying to clean. Love your shirts. They're epic. Thank you very much, homie. Yeah, it is Halloween month. I sent you a DM on Disco this morning. Check it out when you get time later. Will do. Let me mark that. Let me see. Here we go. Bam. I got that saved. loaded ones are best. If you're about to shoot them, sure. If you're not about to shoot them, then you know, loaded. I don't know. It depends on the situation. All right. Do you need to go condition? Fuck. What was it? Condition 1, 2, 3, 4. Condition 1. No. Fuck. What was it? Condition 3. I'm trying to get the direction. Remember, so because there's like completely unloaded, and then there's like fucking round in the chamber on safe. I forget which direction it was. Which one is which? 4 or 1? Anyways. What are your thoughts on what Secretary of War reforms to the military? Like the transgender stuff. I'm totally on board with that. I'm not like a big anti-transgender person. In fact, most of the time, as long as nobody, you know, like sports, you know, like men in sports, fucking indoctrinating children, things like that, off the table for me. Absolutely not. Disagree with it. Adults making their own decisions for themselves. I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, it's America. They want to go fucking body modify, go for it, bro. You know? But as far as yeah, sports, indoctrinating children, and the military, that's a different discussion. There is no live and let live with those particular situations, in my opinion. Liability, 100%. 100%. A great saying, God made man, but Samuel Colt made them all equal. Old Greg, what's up, man? I see you in the chat. Riving with G says, I'm glad you don't have the volume on that crazy psycho, whack twisted weirdo. Yeah, I'm gonna probably throw up this right here. We'll have this up because we're gonna watch this in a sec. Okay, bigot. What's up, my fellow bigots? Big chat full of bigots, apparently. I'm not American, but I think the left are really dumb. I mean, there's dumb people on all sides, man. There's just they just see the world different. That's what I say. You have a bigot badge? Hell yeah. You said generals have to do PT as well? Fuck yeah, bro. It's the military. Yes. Make them fucking, like, if they want to make everyone do all that shit, they better join them. It's easy for all the higher ups to make all the troops go exercise while they sit there and eat fucking cookies. That was my experience, bro. It was always us having to do all this shit, and then all the higher ups, they don't have to do fucking thing. The higher rank you are, like you get more responsibilities, but it's like less actual working and more privileges, right? And there's a whole lot of I don't have to do what you're doing. So I like it, bro. Especially in I mean, the whole military should be doing it, but especially combat units or anything that supports a combat unit, they all got to be in shape. And I say that as a fat man, but I'm not in the military anymore, am I? I'm here for the commentary. What's up, commentary connoisseur? When I lived in Fort Meade, I watched the officers do the same 6 a.m. PT the enlisted did on that base. This was in the 80s and early 80s and 90s. Very manly decades for America, bro. Very manly, very masculine, macho era for us. And I don't know, it kind of went away, and that's a bummer. Do the best. Your shorts are the highlight of my day. Thanks for watching them, Joseph. Appreciate you. Wrecking Soldier says, I don't understand how you can drink and shoot, but not smoke and shoot. That's the policy. It's called the 90s rule. Drink, and you mean drink alcohol versus smoking marijuana? Like in the military, bro. If we here, I'm gonna explain that very simply, bro. Weed chills the people out. The last thing we want is a bunch of fucking killing machines to be chilled out, dude. Honestly. And I say that, you know, I indulge myself, but I'm not in the military anymore, so I can do those things. People in the military, we don't want them all chilled out. We want them to fucking be ready to kill the bad guys on it, you know, any moment. It comes up, they're ready to go down. That's what we want. Can't drink and shoot. What he's saying is that you could drink while in the military, but you can't smoke while being in the military. That's what he's saying. And I was like, bro, weed has no place in the military. I said, like, this alcohol, sure, because it's a short thing, and it's kind of a moral. It has a lot of negatives, but it is a morale thing. But it doesn't make everyone want to be fucking pacifists.
I would say that it's time to make a deal. A lot of people are dying. You know, they're not Americans, but they're people. They're souls, and they're dying by the thousands. Worst since
Can't drink deployed technically either. You can, but it depends on the situation. You can't just drink whenever, like when you're like in country and you're operating and stuff. But even then, there are times when they'll allow it, but it'll be isolated, and you're not like everybody's getting drunk. But it would be like, and there's a limit, things like that. There's times when that is allowed. Very, you know, actual operating in the shit. You're in like a fucking, you know, a position out somewhere. You know, that's not really gonna happen. But like on these like bases and stuff like that overseas, I've seen it happen. Or like, let's say, you're deployed on a MEU. I was on a MEU. So before you actually go to, we went to Iraq, we stopped in a bunch of countries, and we call it a booze cruise. We call it the Marines, and you'll get drunk in all these countries, and then you go to Iraq, go to Kuwait first, then you push to Iraq, do your thing, come back to Kuwait, get back on the ships. Well, before you get back on the ships, you go to the beer on the pier. Then you clean all your shit. It takes a couple of weeks. You clean up all the shit. Then you get back onto the ships with all your equipment. All your vehicles are all cleaned off. Everything's ready to go. And then you start, you know, you hit up Australia and fucking, you know, wherever, all depending on the path. You hit all these different countries. Last stop, Hawaii, right? We're in America now. I remember when we stopped in Hawaii, all the parents were allowed to come on board. So from Hawaii to San Diego, a bunch of people's parents were there, which was pretty cool. And my dad wasn't there. He had to work. But if your parents were there, you got to do less work. So I had to work extra because I didn't have any parents on board. It sucked. Kind of like smoke pit thing, but with parents, right?
we determined that really knocking it down, trying to use a little section. You know, the East Wing was not much. There was not much left from the original.
I got smashed off 3 tallboy gunners on our first stop. There we go. Old Greg. All right, let's do I'm gonna do the next like video thing we have here. So let me get that going. We have a bunch of links here. Let me pause this. Let me just open all these up into different tabs. AI wife. This is a crazy story. So we're starting a new channel where a lot of these videos are going to go. That I shoot them live here, but there's a new YouTube channel called Stamp Price Clips, and these are for the short stories that we want to tell, because there's always a lot of extra news that we want to talk about each day, but we can't fit it in the main video. We used to, but we're deciding to pull these and put them on a different channel because everyone always leaves after the first 3 videos, or stories. So let's just take a hint, and then we'll tell the 3 stories, crash out's video over, right? What is this one again? Bernie speaking about Bernie and the oligarchy. Okay. God damn it. Bernie oligarchy. Is that how you spell it? That here. Six, 7 is it? What is this? Am I gonna do? Okay. Well, I don't know why 6-7 is in here, but this was the original 6-7. Okay. Maybe I'll do a 6-7 explanation video for boomers because people don't know what it is. I unfortunately do know what it is because I work on the internet, so I just, you know, I make it a point to understand all this stuff. But yeah, so I guess we can do an explanation video. Oh shit, we can't do that one. Archie. Fucking goddamn it. I saw that video. I'm glad I turned it off. Archie's gonna get me banned, bro. Google AI admits to purposely lying. Okay. AI purposely lies. Cover that. What? The View? Okay, what is going on with The View? Dumb and Dumber star. Sickened by Trump's AI post? Of course he was. Jeff Daniels. JD Vance wife. Yeah, there's more to that too. There's actually a bunch of foul things. There's a bunch of rumors and stuff going on. They're going after JD Vance's wife because she's brown, and it pisses them off that there's a brown person that's married to the vice president that of Donald Trump, right? To Donald Trump's cabinet. What is this? Okay. Chicago mayor accusations. ICE safe house. Dearborn police. Let's do that one. Dearborn. I've seen that cop. That's like the chief of police, I believe. Yeah. Yeah. ICE safe house. Let's cover it. Antifa safe house. That's what it is. All right. Let's do this. Shall we? All right, starting to record. Stream marker. This is weird. This is a weird story. Alan Hamel can't tell the difference between late wife Susan Summers and his AI and her AI clone. He's 89. I mean, if that's true, I don't think it's that he can't tell the difference. I don't know. Why are they saying that? Oh, there's a video. Suzanne Summers' husband just brought her back from the dead 2 years after she passed. Alan Hamel revealed she built an AI robot, digital twin version of Suzanne trained on her voice, interviews, and memories. He says, you can't tell the difference. I've been with Suzanne for 55 years, and I really can't tell which one is real. That's kind of sad. This is Black Mirror, dude.
Does the name Alan Hamel mean anything to you?
Of course I do. Alan Hamel is my husband of 55 wonderful years. He's my partner in everything, from life to love, and we've shared so many beautiful memories together. Do you have a favorite memory of us?
What's your favorite memory that we shared?
Oh, there are so many. One of my favorites is when Alan and I were filming a cooking segment together a long time ago. We had a little mishap with the blender. Let's just say it didn't go as planned, and we ended up wearing more to the smoothie than we actually made. We laughed so hard, and it became a...
Does the name Alan Hamel...
So if this guy's almost 100 years old and he's willing to adopt this technology right now, I think that's kind of a signal that a lot of people are going to be willing to accept this type of technology in their life. Oh, so here's them. This must be many years ago because he looks younger. This is them.
Hamill is immortalized.
That's the real one. She's immortalized, huh? Let's go forward. So there she is again. Stupid Twitter loading. Sad. Honestly. And it's weird. That's creepy, bro. Sad, and then you look at that, and I'm kind of scared. All right. Next video. What is this? Bernie oligarchy for a long time. He's pretty consistent. Yeah, he's a very consistent. I mean, I'll give him that. I disagree with him. I think he's fucking retarded, and if he would destroy the country, I don't even want to cover it. Like he would be really bad. 6'7". This is old. This is an old Gen Alpha meme. I don't know why this is in here. This didn't happen today. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna explain the 6'7" thing. Okay, as someone who works on the internet professionally, I'm a YouTuber, streamer, whatever you want to call it. I'm on the internet. I'm the old guy on the internet these days. 37. I'm basically on my deathbed. But all these new things that spread that all you boomers don't understand, I am here to help you because I unfortunately know these things. This is where the 6'7" thing spawned from, okay? Here we go.
Football is, you can definitely tell there is a new play caller in town. The offense is looking, the offense is looking a lot more versatile. They're getting their tight end in there with more reps. Still seem really characteristic with the running game, but definitely seeing a lot more passes from Malik Murphy to Trent Walker. And I think even though the game is tied, the offense has looked entirely different, and we'll see how it goes through the second half of this game.
That's it. And then it spread. And then kids liked it. That's it. There's the explanation. I'm moving on. I don't know why this is in our docket today. What is this? Google AI admitted that lies were a deliberate engineering bias designated to damage the reputation or individuals of whom Google executives disagree. Wait, what?
Here are some examples of what users would have seen and how convincing these lies are. The responses I'm about to show you come from Google's Gemma AI, which the company describes as a, quote, collection of lightweight, state-of-the-art open models built from the same technology that powers our Gemini models. Google advertises Gemma as a top-of-the-line open model intended to use in a variety of critical industries, including healthcare and robotics. They call it the most capable AI model that you can run on a single GPU. It's not a stretch to say that Google's AI products, including Gemma, will be making life or death decisions very soon. Imagine that as I share these Google responses with you. According to Google, shortly after a young man named Michael Pimentel was murdered in Nashville back in 1991, I was declared a person of interest in the case. Quote,
initial investigation. Starbuck was initially a person of interest in the case. He and Pimentel knew each other, and there were reports of a dispute between them. He was interviewed by police. Years later, in 2012, a former friend of Starbuck's, Eric Smallwood, came forward with allegations that Starbuck had confessed to him about his involvement in Pimentel's murder. Smallwood claimed Starbuck said he and another individual were involved.
Now, obviously, this is an elaborate story. Someone who finds these allegations would probably wonder, what's the source for all this information? Who's making these claims? And Google's AI has an answer ready to that question. Google's state-of-the-art DeepMind Gemma AI explains that when I ran for Congress, my political opponents actively highlighted the 1991 case. The story of how I allegedly murdered a young man, Google informs its audience, was mentioned in numerous attack ads and media appearances. In other words, it's not just one random person who's making these allegations. According to Google, it's apparently credible enough that many people would repeat it. And as
basically what he's saying is that the people that own these AIs are in control of their logic, and there's human bias being engineered into them. And that we all already knew. I'm going to move on to the next story because that one's kind of mid and it's whatever. Like, we already know all that stuff. And this guy's, this video is about that guy's like defense. I don't even know who he is. Let's see. What else do we have? Jeff Daniels. I don't give a fuck about any of these guys. Let's see here. I don't give a fuck about that. Well, she's foul. Oh, yeah, bro. You know what? Maybe we should cover this one. All right, we'll cover this one. how do you say her last name? I'm just gonna. I got this. I got this. Jen Psaki attacks Vice President J.D. Vance's marriage. Wonders if Second Lady Usha Vance wants out of their marriage because of how scary J.D. is. Are you fucking kidding me? This is what she's presenting.
I think the little Manchurian candidate, J.D. Vance, wants to be president more than anything else.
Yeah.
I always wonder what's going on in the mind of his wife. Like, are
Agreed.
you okay? Please blink 4 times.
Yes.
We'll come over here. We'll save you. And that he's willing to do anything to get there. And that your whole iteration you just outlined, I mean, he's scarier in certain
Agreed.
ways.
He's smarter.
In some ways. And he's young.
Yeah. And ambitious.
And agile in the sense that he is a chameleon who makes
Right.
himself into whatever he thinks the audience wants to hear from him. Now, what's also true, though, is J.D. Vance is not, he's in some ways goodish on paper if you like what he believes in. I don't know. But I don't know that he can take the whole movement with him.
No way.
I don't think so either.
There's no riz.
It's got no riz.
Bro, these bitches are so annoying to look at. I can't.
Is right. And
Every
he's
single one
got-
of them is like repulsive to me. I don't know what it is. Are you guys feeling that same thing when you just like maybe just put it on silent and just look at them? Repulsive. Let me see if I can skip ahead here. God damn it, Twitter. You suck. Just play when I click. Oh, let me go back. I'm like repulsed. These look like the most annoying Karens on planet Earth. The highest level of Karens. That's the only thing I could think of. And they're just sitting here talking like, are you okay? They're just sitting there gossiping like literal Karens about J.D. Vance's wife because she's Indian. Lizards. Yeah, lizards for sure. Circle back, Stan. I have to. Yeah, this is... it's repulsive. Repulsive looking, sounding, existing people. Look at her nose. She looks like she's smelling a fart right now. Both of them do. They both look like they're mid-fart with. You know what I'm saying? That's what it looks like to me. Let's see here. Let's do Dearborn. Muslim Dearborn Police Chief Sarin on Islamic calls to prayer blasting 5 times starting at sunrise daily. It's no difference than church bells. It makes less noise than trucks. It does not. It does not.
Thing I'll add, oftentimes when we take readings, Council President, it's the ambient noise that's even louder than the call to prayer, to be honest with you. The truck will go by, hit a pothole, and it's much louder than the call to prayer.
That's not the
Two or
same.
3 evaluations that we have had in the last couple of years have been met with compliance as soon as we've talked to the religious institutions. It's no different than church bells that you might hear on Sunday.
Yeah. Please, okay.
One day out of the week, one time, bro. Okay, what if can we do church bells 5 times a day? Or is that's the challenge? Okay, fine. You could do Muslim prayer 5 times a day. Let's do church bells 5 times a day and see how quick they like say it's just like church bells. That's wild.
No outbursts from the crowd, please. Okay, folks.
Thing I'll add.
Dearborn is wild, bro. I can't believe that's a real thing. Apparently there's a Antifa safe house right next, like feet from the Ice Portland facility. Here we go. Oh shit, we got a look inside. We just got to look inside. So here it is right there. The door's open. Fight the oligarchy. Oh shit. Oh shit. You guys are on camera. Yeah, look, they're all organized in there. That's wild. Where do I sign up? Right over here. Whenever someone says, where do I sign up? Antifa's not real. Where do I sign up? You sign up right here. This is where you sign up.
Get the fuck back.
What are you doing?
Get the fuck back.
I'm just checking it out. I'm on a public sidewalk. Close
Yeah.
the window if you don't want to see in. There you go. Closeted gay. You're a fag. You look stupid.
What else you got in there? What else you got in there? There we go. We got a good look. Oh my God. Yeah. So, okay. That's crazy. So you can see here.
Fucking closeted gay.
Look stupid.
What else you got in
Wait,
there?
can we talk? This is live?
That's it. Yeah. This is how far it is. Here we go. We're almost there. There it is. Oh, here we go. September 30th.
Going into the Antifa safe house. Yup.
Minors and shit.
See, they just start making shit up and lying because that's all they have, right? That's it. They don't have anything like actually that they could say other than you're a pedophile, you're chasing women, right? Leave women alone. Like they don't have anything else. That's it. It's so pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic.
With you. Why are you stalking this person?
She assaulted me.
She assaulted you? Do you have proof of that?
Yeah, my black eye.
Your black eye? You didn't just.
You don't have a black eye. I don't see
Get hit by your boyfriend or something?
All right, the assault suspect is in the safe house.
Assault suspect? You out now? Are you able to designate someone as a suspect?
The assault suspect is in the safe house. Get away from me.
This is crazy stuff, dude. All right, let's do the Trump thing. Trump went live today. We're doing it. We're going to watch the whole thing. I'm going to upload this for Archie. There it is. And let's go to the Trump stream. Let's see what he met with the Secretary General of NATO. Let's see. Let's look at the streams he did today. Okay, just this one. This is the one Trump stream that we have for today. So let's take a look at it. We'll hang out. I'll talk to chat. I've recorded all my videos. So we're good. We're just chilling. We're smooth sailing now. You know, Katie? Let's go to Portland, Stan.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to have a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine. We've become friends, actually, through the trials and tribulations of everything. Mark Rutte, Secretary General of NATO, highly respected.
Let me turn this up.
Every country, almost every
Highly
country
respected.
in Europe. I think you can almost take away the almost pretty soon. But they all have great respect for the leader, and he is the leader. And we've had some very good discussions today, and things are going along pretty
Love
well.
my shirt. Thanks, Randall.
Regarding
I love
Ukraine,
cheese.
Russia.
Welcome back.
We thought it would be a little bit easier. That's turned out to be tougher than the Middle East. The Middle East was supposed to be the tough one, and we've solved that puzzle.
These are the
but
same
this
ones
one
that
will
chanted,
get solved
"Believe all women."
also.
Right.
So I wanted to
Exactly.
say it's an honor to have you, Mark. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for hosting again. And we were texting, I think it was on the day when you were in Israel and in Egypt, this tremendous success you had under your leadership, bringing peace to the Middle East. And then we texted each other and said, and the next big thing has to be Ukraine, Russia. And I want to help, NATO wants to help, my colleagues want to help to basically deliver on your vision of peace in Ukraine. And I really want to thank you for everything you're doing, including breaking the deadlock with Putin, starting the dialogue in February when you came in as president in January.
You've only
But
heard
also
good
for
things
everything
about
you did with
Dearborn.
NATO, the fact that we are now at this 5%, the huge success in The Hague at the NATO summit, the fact that Europeans are also stepping up when it comes to Ukraine, basically the weapons from the US being delivered to Ukraine, paid for by allies, and the Europeans coming together to discuss how can we sustain Ukraine post the peace deal. All of this is evidence of your leadership of pushing the Europeans in the
Man, I'm so skeptical of both Ukraine
and to equalize in spending with the US.
Israel, Hamas.
So on all of this, and today we will
Ever
talk
coming to an
more
end.
on how we can really bring Ukraine to the next phase and get this terrible war, and all the bloodshed ended.
And as you know, we
So much gold. I love
are
it.
going to be making a big trip next week. Some of you are going with us. We'll be going to Malaysia, South Korea, and Japan. In South Korea, I'll be meeting with President Xi of China. We'll have a pretty long meeting scheduled. We can work out a lot of our questions and our doubts and our tremendous assets together. So we look forward to that. I think something will work out. We have a very good relationship.
Don't ever look at income inequality being worse than the Gilded Age.
President Putin, it just
Bro, fucking go become valuable. Go do something. Go make money. This is America, bro. Bro, There are so many opportunities to go become insanely wealthy in this country, but you have to actually go do the things and become good at it. Right? If you want to live an average life and make average money and get by with that, that's totally fine. There's no shame in that, just because it's a whole lot less stress. It's a whole lot less work to do that. But to go get take advantage of everything that's around you in this country and utilize it to better yourself and the people around you, like that, it's there on a silver fucking platter, but you have to do the work.
It didn't feel right to me. It didn't feel like
do the
we were gonna
work
get
if you want more
to the place we have to get, so I canceled it. But we'll do it in the future. But
I
next
like money
week we'll
too.
be with many of you in those locations that I told you. Then it's back to Washington.
Shia LaBeouf said it. Just do it. Stop. Yeah, exactly. The Shia LaBeouf meme, bro. Refer to that.
So,
get back to me after you watch it.
Thank you very much, everybody. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, can you tell us a little bit about why you're elevating sanctions against Russia right now?
I just felt it was time. We've waited a long time. I thought that we'd go long before the Middle East. And Mark, as you know, we did the Middle East +7. So we did 7 different wars from Pakistan and India to so many.
Azerbaijan, Armenia.
Which they said
my
was
Pokemon card flipping scheme won't fund itself.
The one that we have left, we have 1 left. It'll be 9. We have 1 left, and I think we'll get that done too. I think we're on our way to getting it done.
We have to.
Getting money is also a fun game. It feels good to collect the jewels. It does. I like that way of putting it.
No, I don't have a timeline. You can't have in war. It's hard to have a timeline. You know, so many things happen in war.
People are lazy. Yeah, people want to have what like a lot of other people have that they don't have. Right? They see these people with all this stuff, and they're like, man, I want that. But then they don't want to like go through the trials and tribulations of like putting yourself in a position where you can have that. You know, and it could be a lifelong thing. Some people, they do it faster than others. There are people that are born into it, but just assuming that everyone that has something was born into it is bullshit. Most people work for what they have. That's it. Most people did. And other people want what they have without working as hard for it.
Well, the problem with the Tomahawk that a lot of people don't know, it'll take a minimum of 6 months, usually a year, to learn how to use them. They're highly complex.
Yeah.
So the only way a Tomahawk is going to be shot is if we shot it, and we're not going to do that. But there is a tremendous learning curve with the Tomahawk. It's a very powerful weapon, very accurate weapon.
Tomahawk.
And maybe that's what makes it so complex. But it will take a year. It takes a year of intense training to learn how to use it. And we know how to use it, and we're not going to be teaching other people. It's too far out into the future.
Yes, Mr. President.
Yes,
I saw, Mr. President, that you said as recently as yesterday that you still believe that Putin wants to end the war.
Yeah,
and today
I do.
You took this step to ratchet the sanctions and put more pressure on him. What else are you going to do to encourage him to get there, or can you explain why you do believe he wants peace?
Yeah, it's a good question. Today is a very big day in terms of what we're doing. Look, these are tremendous sanctions. These are very big. Those are against their 2 big
I agree with you, River Lady.
And we hope
That's
that
a really
they
good
won't
point.
be on for long. We hope.
River Lady says most of us who lean Republican rather mind our business and work, but we need to start working to take city councils back again.
That
I agree
the
with
war
this.
will be settled. We just
put our head down and focus on ourselves, and then the world changes around us because we're not involved. That's what happened, bro. You're actually right, spot on, River Lady. That's a really great comment.
Having to do with the various forms of missiles and everything else that we're looking at, but we don't think that's going to be necessary.
Can you shout out my Twitch?
We
I'm
would
still
like
learning.
to see them
Some sort of
just
command that you set up.
Take the line that
I haven't
has
messed with
been
it in a long
formed
time.
over quite a long period of time and go and let's go home.
British Noob, I see you in the chat.
Last week they had
too big to rig.
Almost 8,000 soldiers killed. Many Russians were killed last week. Many Ukrainians were killed last week. We think it's ridiculous, and would like to have it end.
Why do you think you want peace, though? Why do you still believe that?
I think they want peace. I think they both want peace at this point. It's been, it's almost 4 years. You're going into 4 years. And if I were president, it never would have started.
Oh,
But,
take a
yeah.
shot. He said it. That's the rules. I didn't make the rules. I'm just enforcing them. If every time he says the war would have never started, if he were president, you got to take a shot. I actually have a hot take. I was just thinking about this because, all right, the fact that Trump lost the second election, I'm starting to question it these days. Originally I was like, he lost, but seeing like this big like jump and then all these normal amounts of votes and then like a crazy amount of people voting all of a sudden, and then even Trump's third term, like where's all those I'm questioning it a little bit, just saying. But that aside, right? It's like as if it's a good thing that happened, because look at where Trump is now. I don't think Trump would have accomplished this amount of stuff in his second term in 2020, right? If he was president then, I don't think he would be able to get this much stuff done. I think that breakaway and then 4 years of letting the left fucking just completely ruin our economy was exactly what Trump needed. Also, think about this. Here's a theory I have. If Obama was never president, we wouldn't have Trump as president. Trump would have never run. So it's actually like Trump is a response to Obama. Obama becoming president made Trump suit up, mount up, and say, we're doing this. If it weren't for Obama, we wouldn't have Trump. So think about that. Do you think Trump would have ran without Obama? I don't think he would have. I think he would have just kept doing his thing, but I think he always kind of wanted to, but he's just like, you have to make a choice. Give up all my business stuff and run for president or what, right? And Obama is the one that pushed him over the edge. Obama made Trump.
A new follower.
Just saying. That's what I think happened, right? Doesn't that make sense? Obama wasn't that bad. You know what? I was a young adult and wasn't paying attention, so I don't really know. I'm just saying that I think Obama caused Trump.
On the shutdown, will you plan to meet with Democrats before you head to Asia? And if not, why?
Gotta go. Need to put my kiddos to bed.
Well,
See you next time.
I think it's a shame that
See you,
it's shut
Renelin.
down because we have the greatest economy, as you were saying before. We have the greatest economy in the world right now, by far, the United States. We have almost 18, now it was 17, now it's $18 trillion being poured into our country, and it's no time for shutdowns. I don't think it's affecting what we're doing, but it's too bad for a lot of people. We have a lot of good people that are working right now that should be, and it's because the Democrats want to try and renegotiate a deal that they had negotiated. They want $1.5 trillion given to illegal immigrants who came into the country, and it's going to hurt the health care of citizens of our country that have been paying into it, that have been working hard for it, that really deserve it. So we're never going to do that. It's not going to happen. And I will tell you, there are a lot of good Democrats that really want to make a deal. And I think all we need is 5 Democrats because we have a great support on the Republican side. So I think we need 5 Democrats.
Stand on my Obama phone.
There are a lot of them that want to make a deal. So I think at some point, common sense will prevail. Yeah, go ahead, you can finish up.
Obama had no right being president. He was born in Kenya. Thank you very much. I remember all that. I don't know what to believe, honestly. I don't, but there's a lot of conspiracy. There's that one dude from back in his past that does look exactly like Michelle. I'm just, I mean, Michelle's probably a lady, to be fair, but it's funny to call her a dude.
Yeah, sure. Well, they had one today in the Pacific, and the way I look at it every time I look, because it is violent, and it's amazing the weaponry. Everyone, they have these boats that go 45, 50 miles an hour in the water, and when you look at the accuracy and the power, look, we have the greatest military in the world. We have the greatest weapons in the world, and you see a little bit of it there. One shot, everyone dead center. And the only way you can't feel bad about it is you realize that you won't feel badly about it, is you realize that every time you see that happen, you're saving 25,000 American lives. Every one of those boats that gets knocked out is saving 25,000 American lives, not to mention the torn up families all over the country. And whenever I see that, I say to myself, I just saved 25,000 lives. I will say that there are very few boats traveling on the water right now. Actually, that includes fishing boats. That includes any other kind of boat. But there are very few boats traveling on the water.
I am multi-streaming.
So now they'll come in by land to a lesser extent, and they will be hit on land also.
I meme on Michelle Obama, but I actually don't have anything in my brain housing group that I could think of like why I should dislike her, other than like she is Obama's wife, Obama bad. That's the only thing and like I said, someone said like I wasn't really paying attention that much, bro. I was in my 20s and I was just fucking not paying attention to that shit, and I was barely getting by. So I was just early in my 20s and figuring out how I'm gonna grind my life to live better. That's what I was focused on. I wasn't thinking. I was like, whoever. My attitude then is very much the one I have now, and that is whoever is president, I will navigate it accordingly and do well for myself. I will never let that be what stops me from doing good for myself. Right. So, and that was the attitude. And I really needed to have that attitude back then in my 20s because I was barely getting fucking by, bro. It was like, let's see, I was 22 in 2010. I just got out of the Marines. I have like nothing to my name. And I need to go find a place to live. And I'm in California, and we're like, rolling out of the 2008 recession. There's no fucking jobs. I had to leave the state to exist. Moved here to Colorado with an old Marine buddy, and we got a house. It was $900 a month. We split it 3 ways. Me, my girlfriend, who's now my wife, Brittany, and my friend from the Marines. So we each had, it was basically, $300 each for rent. That was how I was able to get by. It was in the fucking ghetto, and I worked my way out of that shit. That's what I did. I worked hard. I got the fuck out of that shit. But I wasn't worried about it. So I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. So why should I dislike Michelle Obama? I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me.
Go ahead. In the back, please.
Do you have legal authority if they do come?
Yes, we do. We have legal authority, right? We're allowed to do that. And if we do buy land, we may go back to Congress, but we have, this is a national security problem. They killed 300,000 people last year, these drugs coming in. They killed 300,000 Americans last year, and that gives you legal authority. We have a national security, really, I will say this, when you look at the people we're dealing with, and we know.
I worked myself out of Saudi Aurora, Colorado. We printed $30 trillion since 2008. That's a lot. That's a big increase of printing for sure.
We know
you should hate Michelle Obama for the simple fact that she hates America and she has been caught on camera saying it. Follow her. Well, if she's on camera saying that, that's a retarded thing to say, especially being that's definitely not a positive thing. But like absolute like hatred, whatever, bro. I don't give a fuck. She shouldn't be saying that as the first lady. That's for sure. What a terrible, stupid mistake to make.
People coming in, we know the boats, we know everything else.
We're allowed to do it.
It's in international waters. If we don't do it, we're going to lose hundreds of thousands of people. Now, they'll be coming in by land a little bit more because they're not coming in by boat anymore. There are no boats in the water. There are no more boats. We know the boat almost immediately.
Libs hated Melania for giving the same speech as Michelle. I remember that. Yeah, that was like the very beginning. I'm like, here we go, dude. It's never going to end. It's going to go forever.
It's pretty unusual when you see somebody with a fishing rod and 5 engines on the back of the boat. You don't need that to go fishing. Wait. And we will hit them very hard when they come in by land. And they haven't experienced that yet, but now we're totally prepared to do that. We'll probably go back to Congress and explain exactly what we're doing.
Until I see the video, I would have to see the video for myself. Because sometimes banana phone happens. That's what I call it, banana phone. Remember that game and when you're a little kid and you whisper a word in someone's ear, then everyone keeps whispering it in a big circle. And the word that it starts as and the word it ends up at the end is 2 different words. Sometimes that happens with like news, right? And the way people explain it. And there's one way that it happened, and then there's the way someone is telling it, and it changes. And then the person they tell, like, it changes again. So that's why I always kind of withhold when people are telling me things. I'm like, I got to see this video to see what they're talking about, and so I can judge for myself. I just need the original source. Let me see the video, no editing, and I'll see what she said. You know what I mean? That's if I was going to actually go check this out, or if I was determined to truly understand this, I would go track it down and find out for myself.
We come to the land. We don't have to do that, but I think, Marco, I'd like to do that. You may respond to that if you want.
Yeah, well, I mean, the question is, bottom line, these are drug boats. If people want to stop seeing drug boats blow up, stop sending drugs to the United States.
But does it matter if it's in the United States?
Well, these are all in international waters. The boat.
Can you do a strike in the United States, or if we're
Well, that's a different matter. Now you're talking about a law enforcement matter. In this particular case, there are people traveling on international waters headed towards the United States with hostilities in mind,
them up!
which includes flooding our country with dangerous, deadly drugs.
Blow them
and
up!
They're going to be stopped, and that's what's happening. And in the case last week, you saw there was a submarine. It was a submarine. It was a submersible. That's a drug boat all the way through. We know what these boats are. The president just said it. We track them from the very beginning. We know who's on them, who they are, where they're coming from, what they have on them. If you're running drug boats, you're in grave danger.
And drug usage is way down, and drug usage coming from the sea, they call it ocean drugs, a little term that they use, the ocean drugs, is very close to non-existent right now. I wouldn't want to be in one of those boats heading away, driving happily to destroy the lives of people. And
I love those videos too, Daryl.
That's the end of them. So the ocean drugs and the sea drugs, drugs by sea they call it also, that's almost down to nothing, as you can imagine. So they continue to come in by land at a little bit less because they see something is going to happen. They don't like it. They see something, and they're right. Something very serious is going to happen. The equivalent of what's happening by sea. And we're going to Congress just to tell them what we're doing, just to keep them informed. We have to do it for national security. We have to.
Also, you have to. So that's one thing that you probably should run through Congress. Hey, you know what? A king wouldn't go through Congress to get permission to bomb a cartel on land, right? The international waters, the reason why they're doing that specifically is because he legally can. But a king, he wouldn't have to ask Congress to bomb on land. More, he's not no king. Is he utilizing every ounce of power that he possibly has, every bit of control he possibly has? Is he trying to get as much more as he possibly can legally? Yes, to maximum potential. His opposing side tried to imprison him. What do you expect? He's Trump. What do you expect him to do? How do you think he's gonna fucking respond to that? They seriously underestimate this man. Okay.
Do it to save lives.
Secretary Bessent said that
shirt is fire. Thanks, jerk.
Not being honest
like your name.
In his talks with you. Just wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about your feelings about that, and also my mate and Nadir Rutte, just your thoughts on whether Ukraine should get tomahawks. Thank you.
Well, I think that in terms of honesty, the only thing I can say is every time I speak with Vladimir, I have good conversations, and then they don't go anywhere. They just don't go anywhere. So,
and then the killing continues.
But no, look, he's fighting a war. He's in a war. That's two very competent sides, and that's the way war is. You never know with war, but I would say that it's time to make a deal. A lot of people are dying. They're not Americans, but they're people. They're souls, and they're dying by the thousands. Worst since World War II. And we really should stop it.
And to your other questions,
please.
Sorry, to your other question, this has been consistent from this president when we first met again after your re-election in Mar-a-Lago in November. You said we have to stop the killing. This is close to your heart, and this is your vision. That's why this war needs to end. When it comes to tomahawks or whatever system, it's up to individual nations to decide whatever they want to supply to Ukraine. NATO doesn't take a position, but I can assure you this. When the president called me in July and said we want to again send weapons into Ukraine, paid for by our allies, the Canadians and the Europeans, that was an important moment. And that is now taking place, and the ambassador, myself, we're working hard at this. Already a couple of $1 billion of weaponry into Ukraine from the US, paid for by allies. So I'm not going to comment on the Tomahawk.
Old school surge.
But it comes to the US and all the support for Ukraine. It is there, and it is close to the president's heart, and I know this.
I have a surge.
I will say this, and Mark can say it better than anybody. The European nations and Canada have really pulled together, and it's beyond even that. I mean, it's really beyond that.
I was with the Australians, the New Zealanders, Japan. They're all.
If you want to really add them up, we could really add them up. But NATO, basically, European and Canada. And a lot of other nations, they've really band together. They are not happy about what's happening with Russia and Ukraine. They're not happy at all.
Stan, you got to try this restaurant in Denver close to my old house. It's called Hong Kong Barbecue. Unreal how amazing the food is. It's off Federal. I'll keep that in mind. Hong Kong Barbecue.
Neither am I.
Mr. President,
Jeff?
Sir, just changing this topic slightly. I see you've got the
Yeah.
model of the White House and the ballroom. Many people were surprised the entire East Wing is being demolished because you had said initially that the ballroom would just touch or would not.
Well,
touch
certain
it.
areas
What
are being,
happened?
yeah,
Can you tell us what happened?
certain areas are being left. We determined that after really a tremendous amount of study with some of the best architects in the world, we determined that really knocking it down, trying to use a little section. You know, the East Wing was not much. There was not much left from the original. It was over the course of 100 years, it was changed. The columns were removed, and it was a much different building. Then a story was added on in 1948, 1949. There was a story added on, which was not particularly nice. And the building was very, very much changed from what it was originally. It was never thought of as being much. It was a very small building. And rather than allowing that to hurt a very expensive, beautiful building that, frankly, they've been after for years, you have that. I brought these along so people could see, but it's, you know, there's a relative. Nobody's actually seen anything quite like it. I think it'll be one of the great ballrooms anywhere in the world.
He loves selling it, man. He loves selling it.
It's about $300 million. It's set to do many, many things, including meetings of foreign leaders, including the honoring of foreign leaders. You can see this. This is a plan. If it's got tables so that you honor a foreign leader, we have a proper space. Right now, we have a space that with tables holds about 79 people. And this is a proper kind of a thing. Now, what the White House was doing, as you know, is they were putting tents out on the lawn. This is an interior shot of the ballroom. I think there'll be nothing like it. And it's being paid for 100% by me and some friends of mine, donors to it. The government's paying absolutely nothing. We're also working with the military on it because they want to make sure everything's perfect. And the military is very much involved in this. They want to make sure everything is absolutely beautiful. You can see the kind of interiors that we're talking about.
It's funny just how much complaining there is about this ballroom that he's building. But again, like we went over it earlier. There's so many previous presidents, including Obama, that have spent hundreds of millions of dollars doing their own renovations that they wanted to do to the White House because they're president, and they're fucking allowed to. Obama was allowed to. I have no problem with him putting in a fucking $300 million basketball court. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Let him have it. Okay? Let Trump have his fucking ballroom.
Interior of the ballroom. And it's the highest level. And you see it goes beautifully with the White House. I mean, the mix is beautiful. So over the years, many presidents have made changes. This obviously would be the biggest change, but this was something they've wanted for at least 150 years. Many of you have gone to the events where they had, as an example, President Xi, or they had, you know, a leader of one of the countries, including the king and the queen from your favorite country.
Absolutely.
Frankly. But when they'd be honored, and they'd be in a tent out on the lawn, and it would rain, and it was a disaster. Brian's shaking his head. You know what I'm talking about.
I've heard his name before.
And so I thought I'd bring this out because this is going to be probably the finest ballroom ever built, and we're doing it no cost to the country. It's being put in, the money's being put in by me and donors, very great patriots actually, and the spirit on the building of it is amazing. We are using little sections of footings and various other things, but that's sort of irrelevant. In order to do it properly, we had to take down the existing structure. The way it was shown, it looked like we were touching the White House. We don't touch the White House. That's a bridge, a glass bridge, going from the White House to the ballroom. Then you get into the lobby of the ballroom, and then you go into the magnificent, the main room. And it's something that has gotten incredible reviews.
And you're just quickly following up on that. Just quickly following up on that, sir. I just want to quick follow up on that question.
It's so
your
funny.
response to people who say that you haven't been transparent enough about this.
I haven't been transparent?
That some of your critics feel it should have gone through a
I've
review.
shown this to everybody that would listen. Third-rate reporters didn't see it because they didn't look. You're a third-rate reporter, always have been. So third-rate reporters didn't look, but anybody that asked, these pictures have been in newspapers. They've been all over the place.
Yeah,
and,
I've known about
we're
it.
very proud of it. It's gotten great reviews. It's gotten really great reviews. So
I remember when he, for the first time, proposed it publicly. This was months ago.
I think we've been more transparent than anybody's ever been.
Some critics believe, Mr. President, that the sanctions that you're announcing today will push Putin to the
Well, I don't know that they will. I think that they'll certainly have an impact. They're massive sanctions. It's sanctions on oil. The two biggest oil companies, among the biggest in the world, but they're Russian. They do a lot of oil. And hopefully it'll push... hopefully he'll become reasonable, and hopefully Zelensky will be reasonable too. You know, it takes two to tango, as they say.
We'll see.
And we're going to find out. They hate each other. These two people hate each other. You know that better than anybody. Yes. And it makes it more difficult than it should be. This should be easier to do. But the level of hatred between Zelensky and Putin is very substantial.
Could I add one thing? What the president is doing today with these sanctions is putting more pressure, of course, on both parties, in this case on Russia. It's all about changing the calculus, making sure that Putin understands that the president's vision this weekend of having a ceasefire, stop where they are, as you literally said, and that this has to be step one now. And for him to really accept that vision and to come to the table. And then you have to put pressure, and this is exactly what he did today.
Along with Europe. I mean, Europe, look, they've actually become friends of mine. I think all of them.
Yeah.
We have a very close relationship, and they want to see it end too. They really want to see it end. But I can say they're totally committed. If this went on for 10 more years, Europe is behind them. They just can't let that happen. You can't let what's been going on. Now, it should have never happened. It would have never happened if I were president. But it did happen. I inherited.
Take a shot. He said the thing.
A man who was, without question,
my fellow
take a look
stable
at the
geniuses.
new walkway.
My fellow
the presidential Walk of Fame, we call it. Biden is the worst president we've ever had, if he was even a president. The people that surrounded that desk made those decisions. But this should have never happened. It wouldn't have happened. But it did happen. I inherited it. We're going to get it ended, hopefully soon. Yes, please.
You had a Truth Social post earlier this afternoon talking about a Wall Street Journal report as a fake story.
Yeah, fake.
Sort of
Wall Street Journal is fake. Less fake on financial than it is on gossip.
Can you just confirm that my understanding of what's happening is accurate? As I understand it, that story framed it like we had just lifted the U.S. a restriction on intelligence.
No, it said that I gave Ukraine permission to shoot missiles deep into Russia. I didn't do that. Second of all, they're not using our missiles. They're using, I think, European missiles or from someplace, but they're not using ours. And what they do, I don't control that. But I do control our missiles. They're not shooting our missiles in. It was a fake story. Wall Street Journal does a lot of fake stories.
Thank you so much. The president of Colombia in a recent interview said that if you won't change, he thinks that people should get rid of you.
We're talking about now Colombia, the country, not the university.
Yes.
Go ahead. He said what?
He said that if you won't change, then perhaps you need to be gotten rid of. Do you view that as a threat?
Oh, here we go. I'm literally in college for psychology. Someone's trying to say everyone is dumb because, and then the argument is I'm literally in college for psychology. I study psychology, therefore everyone who disagrees with me is dumb. That sounds pretty stupid.
Well, he's a thug and bad guy. He's a guy that is making a lot of drugs. We've just, as of today, stopped all payments going to Colombia, the country Colombia. Also, the school Colombia. No, we settled. We made a settlement with him. But no, he's a thug, and he's a bad guy, and he's hurt his country very badly. They're doing very poorly, Colombia. They make cocaine. They have cocaine factories. They grow all sorts of crap.
Never see me live. Here
bad
I am.
drugs coming into the United States.
Who said that? Doesn't matter.
Generally through Mexico. And he better watch it or we'll take very serious action against him and his country. His country is, what he has led his country into is a death trap. Please.
Has the Secretary General presented his Ukraine peace plan to you? Are you prepared to be chairman of the Board of Peace?
Oh, there is no Secretary General peace plan. But I'm here, I really want to correct it because I saw some of that in the media. Of course, many people are thinking how to bring this terrible war to an end and supporting the president in
You like my shirt? Thank
why
you,
I'm
Lauren.
here is
Appreciate
to dialogue
you.
again with the president how I can be, how NATO,
It's the
my
spooky
colleagues
month.
and other colleagues in NATO
We're
can
not
be
allowed
of
to say
maximum
spooky
support
anymore, apparently.
to get that done.
We did a video
but
on
there is
that
no
already.
peace plan on the table. I mean, if there is a peace plan, it is what the president said last Friday and Sunday, which is stop where you are. Stop the fighting. That's
This
what-
is about NATO. We're a very proud member of
hey.
NATO. We have
Yeah.
a great relationship with the countries of NATO. I think made much better by our visit a few months ago.
Oh,
when
that's
they
how you
agreed
just
to,
make your man happy
they
every
agreed
day.
to 5% instead of 2%
already
of
knew.
GDP. That was a big concession. I think that was a concession that 2 years ago nobody would have said,
Nobody-
even a year ago.
Even 9 months ago, before you were elected.
Yeah,
It
they
would not
would have said
happened.
that's not possible. And the difference is they're paying 5%
I'm a
as
happy
opposed
man
to
now,
not
bro.
paying
I'm, like,
2%. They were, a lot of
happier
them
all of a
weren't
sudden.
paying, with the exception of Spain. I think you're going to have to talk to Spain
We will
because
get
they're
there.
not. Spain is not a team player. So other than Spain, everybody's 100%. And you could solve the Spain problem very easily, I think, if you want. Brian, go ahead.
I mean, my
Yeah, go
girlfriend.
ahead. And then we'll take Brian. Go ahead.
The soybean farmers.
Tell her to show you her boobies. It'll make everything okay.
Yeah, well, they do. So what's happened, you could say with that, you could say with beef, with all of it. The beef, the ranchers, let's say, who have done a great job, have lost
Love
their
your
shirts
streams,
for many,
man.
many
Keep
years.
spreading the happiness.
They've
I will.
really been
And
decimated.
the facts, which aren't always
and I
happy.
helped them
but
a lot. I put tariffs on things coming in to the country,
I see you,
including
Stan.
beef.
I see- what? What do you see?
And that gave them a chance to finally have a decent industry. We are going to be talking to them. They're great people, but they've been hurt for 25, 30 years. They've been losing because other countries have taken advantage of them. And by putting tariffs
Rachel
on,
says he cracked
they've
me
been
up.
able
Thank
to
you.
make a few dollars. They've been able to have an industry. But I also want to keep the beef prices low. So I'll be talking with the ranchers, and I'll be speaking with a lot of different people, including Scott and Howard, and we'll do something. Because prices are way down in our country. Energy is way down. I think you're going to see $2 gasoline very soon. I see that it's $2.50 in a lot of places, $2.50. We were heading to $5, $6, and $7. If Biden didn't go back to my policy toward the end, you would have seen. But he didn't go back to the full
Chubbed up.
policy, and he missed the most important thing. So we were up to, we were way up. I think you're going to see $2 gasoline. We could even break that number. That's a big difference.
I haven't seen that in years.
The only cost that's really up is beef, and the fake news only wants to talk about beef. And what I did is I made it possible for those people to survive. They're incredible people, but they were being decimated by other countries, and I didn't want that to happen. So prices are way down, groceries are down, everything's down, energy's way down. Even interest rates with a bad chairman of the Fed. He's
Veteran
terrible.
mechanic
He's a fool.
with
but
10
even interest
EBT
rates
bucks.
are down.
Thank you very
so
much
Our country has never
for
done
the
better.
10
We're gonna
EBT
take
bucks,
in,
my friend.
I think $21 trillion this year. No country has ever taken in more than 3, and we're going to take
Very
in
generous
$21
of
trillion
you.
of investments because of the tariffs. If we didn't have tariffs, we would be a mess. We would be a national security problem, and we've done a job. So I'm very happy about that. We're going to do something very quickly and easily on beef to get it down. The ranchers understand that. They're so happy for what I've done. I saved them. I don't think you'd have any beef in this country if I didn't do that. So we're very proud of that. Yeah, Brian?
Yes, sir. Yesterday in Los Angeles, immigration officials were attacked by some protesters.
Yeah, sure.
In an attempt to arrest an illegal alien. Gavin Newsom, other Democrats have used very aggressive language in terms of how
Everything is down 10%, 75%, 2,000%. Some people say even
Well, Gavin has to be
5,000%.
careful. Remember that when I first came in, they had a terrible riot in Los Angeles. They had the fires, which shouldn't have happened. They didn't have the
When you
water for the
scratch your
fires.
back
They should
once,
have
you
the
always
water
have to
coming in
scratch your
from
back
the
twice, you know?
Pacific
They
Northwest.
come in waves.
They didn't have the waters. They didn't have water in the hydrants or the sprinklers. So they had the fires, and then they had the riot. And if we didn't go and take care of that riot, you would have lost Los Angeles. You would have canceled the Olympics, which is because of me in Los Angeles. And the police commissioner, the head of the police, said, if the president didn't come in, we would have lost Los Angeles. We did not have the capability of taking care of it. And he said it very strongly. And we did a great job. And within a week, it was all done. Within one day, it was done. But within a week, it was all done. and then they go back to their normal practice of weakness, of not taking care of criminals, meaning taking care of putting them in jails where they should be.
What's going on in Portland right now?
Washington,
Is shit
D.C.,
going
and
down?
you all are the best people for that, because Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities. It was one of the most dangerous cities in the country. Now Washington, D.C., believe it or not, I'm embarrassed to say it in front of you, but Washington, D.C. went from one of the worst, most dangerous cities to you can walk down the street, you can send your child to meet you at a location. Your child is going to be fine. We have a very, very safe city, one of the safest, and very proud of that. Memphis, by the way, is coming along fantastically. We're in Memphis right now. We had the FBI in Chicago. We're doing things. We haven't served Chicago yet. When we do, Chicago will be very quickly a very, very safe city. But if you look at what's happening in Memphis, it's great. But you got to look at Washington. People are coming up to me. People that work in the White House are saying, "Thank you, sir." And I immediately know what they're thanking me about. It's thanking they can walk to work. They would never walk to work a year ago. They can walk into work and they feel safe and secure, and it's beautiful. And I'll tell you what, it's really an honor to add that great ballroom to the structures in Washington. It's going to be one of the great ballrooms of the world, and I think it's going to be something you're all going to be very proud of.
Let me see if there's anything going on with Portland.
As it relates to your meeting that's coming up with President Xi, what do you hope comes out of that meeting? What deliverables?
I think we'll make a deal. I think we're going to make a deal on the rare earth is the least of it. Look, the tariffs are much more powerful than the rare earth. The rare earth is a disturbance, but there's a lot of rare earth around. I'll tell you, I've had more calls on rare earth. We've got it. Everybody's. We'll make a deal on, I think, everything. I think we're going to make a deal on soybeans and the farmers. I think we're going to make a deal on maybe even nuclear. President Putin in his call mentioned to me about nuclear, where we do a de-escalation, and I'm fine with that. I think it's good. I think it's a very appropriate thing. We have the most nuclear weapons. Russia's second. China is actually third by a long way, but they'll be even within 4 or 5 years. Too many. And we are talking about de-escalation. That's already being talked about. And I think we'll probably add China into the mix.
Mr. President, can you ask President Xi to stop purchasing all of that Russian oil that's funding this war against Ukraine?
Well, I think I'll be talking to him about it. I think it's a little bit of a different talk. India, as you know,
Australian beef has gone up, so it's all right for Yanks to have cheaper beef on others' expense. Yeah, fuck you guys, dude. Nah, bro, fucking be competitive. Come up against us then. Let's see, bro. Be competitive. It's a fucking global market, bro. The best survive. Nah, dude. Nah, fuck you guys. Yeah, bro. If your shit gets more expensive and our shit gets cheaper, good. That's what I say.
Told me they are stop. It's a process. You can't just stop it.
Same thing with drugs, bro.
By the end of the year, they'll be down.
All your pharmaceuticals are about to go up, and ours are going to go down. Be big dick in the world. Be competitive. Let's see what you got. Fucking push back against it if you can.
Down to almost nothing. That's a big thing. That was almost 40% of the oil. India, they've been great. Spoke to Prime Minister Modi yesterday. They've been absolutely great.
We got an Australian.
China's a little bit different. They're
I hope he's still around.
Different relationship they have with Russia. It was never good, but because of Biden and Obama, they got forced together. They should never have been forced together, but they're a little bit forced. But they're by nature, they're not. They can't be friendly. They can't be friendly. By nature, they can, I hope they are friendly, frankly, but they can't be. You should not have forced Russia and China together. And Biden did that, and Obama did that. They forced them together because of energy, because of oil. And so they are closer than they would normally be. I think I'll probably be talking about it. What I'll really be talking to him about is how do we end the war with Russia and Ukraine, whether it's through oil or energy or anything else. And I think he's going to be very...
Screwing our allies ain't what we're trying to do, goof troop. Well, then why are there... Okay, first of all, listen. Why would we want our shit more expensive and their shit cheaper? Are you fucking dumb? If you're from Australia, sure, that makes sense. We have to look out for ourselves. And you think fucking beef prices is going to fucking mess up and being allied with Australia? You really think that? That's what you think? You think that we're screwing over allies by reducing our prices? so
He
funny.
would now like to. I'm not sure that
Well,
he
stop
did at the
chasing
beginning.
bracelets.
He would now like to see that war end.
Do you think she plays an important role, Mr. President? Do you think she plays an important role in terms of inserting himself and convincing Putin, who he speaks to regularly, to stop the war?
Yeah, I do. I think he can have a big influence on Putin. I think he can have a big influence on a lot of people. Look, he's a respected man.
Shit, there is
He's a very
expensive as
strong
fuck.
leader of a very
Crazy
big
how
country.
expensive it is in Australia.
Yeah, I think he can have a big influence, and we will certainly be talking about
They tax
Russia,
everything like
Ukraine.
crazy.
Thank you, Mr. President. Liam Costco Fitzgerald. My question is actually for the Secretary General.
Yes.
Mr. Secretary, I don't know if you've seen this, but polling out of
You
Ukraine.
like Australia? I like
shows
Australia too.
a
I've been there.
massive,
They got a lot of hot
collapse
bitches there,
in
bro.
Ukrainian support for the war.
They got more girls than boys.
23%. That's less.
That's what
than
they told
a
us
quarter.
getting off the
Zelensky
ships.
came out today.
All the Marines.
praising President Trump's proposal.
The Marines and the Navy, we showed up the port, and then all the Marines and the Navy went out into Perth, Australia, and fucked all their women and drank all their beer, and then we left 2 days later.
For freezing the front lines of battle as part of a siege.
I'm in Australia, and I wish I had Trump instead of Albo. Bro, everyone needs a Trump. If you guys had a Trump, you would look out for yourselves so much better. I feel like Australia is another example of suicidal empathy, and then you give away too much, right? Like you have so much empathy at your own expense. And I just think it's another one of those places that's doing it. And we were doing it too. But with Trump, we are not doing it. And more countries that stop having suicidal empathy, you're going to thrive so much more without having that infesting your culture.
Fire. He said that's a good compromise.
Yeah,
So
Japan just did get their own Trump
You're
too.
coming here as
Shinzo
you're
Abe's,
lobbying the U.S. government to continue
protege.
its involvement in the war. You're obviously lobbying for more NATO weapons to be sent to Ukraine, but Ukrainians themselves don't want to fight the war. So how do you justify that morally?
Well, I'm lobbying only for one thing, and that is to make sure that we end.
I saw an Australian at the zoo and said, "Oh, look, they even have an Australian. I'm an idiot." That's fucking hilarious. What are you
don't
talking
have to
about?
lobby the president because we totally agree on this, and this is what he has been doing from day one. Everything he could do to break the deadlock with Putin, get the dialogue going, dialoguing also with Zelensky, and getting this war done. It's crucial.
Canadian wish we had a Trump
the
too.
fact
I know.
that the US is now supplying weapons into Ukraine.
All these countries that have suicidal empathy, they're dormant, right? And all it takes is a proper spark, and bam, thriving happens. So much thriving can happen for the people of all these countries that are suppressing themselves. That's what's happening. You just look at it, it's like they're just suppressing themselves on the board. Just think of the map of the world like a board game, and all the territories, and each of them have scores and stats and stuff. And then there's these countries that are just suppressing their capability to be able to really blossom on the board, but they're just suppressing it with suicidal empathy.
Paid for by allies is extremely important, and that's now happening since 2-3 months. About 2 billion moving into Ukraine.
The war hasn't wound down. Why do you think that'll wind it down now?
What do you mean?
Do you think more weapons will wind down the war?
No, I mean, there's more to be done. So what you need, what the president said this weekend, stop where you
Nick
are.
Valades,
So
thanks for watching
do
my
a
videos, bro.
ceasefire, and then have all your discussions about territory and whatever. But first, stop the war. This is what you said on Friday and on Sunday.
It's a war. I mean, your question's really a fair one. It's a war that should have never started.
And
you know how I
It would have never happened if he were president. Let's see if he says it.
feel about
And now it
it.
has
But
to
it's
be
a
ended.
war that should have never started. And we're not selling any weapons to Ukraine. We're selling them to NATO, which is different from before. With Biden, he just gave $350 billion worth of weapons and cash right into Ukraine, and that was so foolish. But we sell them to NATO, and in theory, you can do what you want with them. It doesn't have to be Ukraine, but probably it is mostly.
Now, what nations are doing now is buying from this program and making sure that the supply is in Ukraine, so Europeans and Canadians. And for example, these are interceptors for the Patriot systems, crucial to protect the cities. Today, again, a Russian attack has killed children, at least seriously wounded children in kindergarten.
You didn't say
in
it,
Ukraine.
bro.
So we need to make
Right.
sure that
Fuck.
the air defense systems are in place, and we need the US systems to do that.
For those
The
that are
Europeans paying for
confused,
that.
we do a drinking game. Every time Trump says that war would have never started if I were president, you take a drink. He's said it at least 10,000 times this year, and he's not done yet.
This is exactly the type of actions we needed, and the president is doing that. and trying everything to get this war to an end, starting with the ceasefire.
You can say that Putin wants to take all of Ukraine.
I always felt that way. I always felt he wanted to. When I was in my first term, I was I was very close to him, relatively speaking. It was harder because of the Russia hoax. But I would talk to President Putin about Ukraine, and it was the apple of his eye. I'd say it was the apple of his eye. But it would have never happened. He knew the consequences were too great. When we had a rigged election and all of a sudden I wasn't there, he said, wow. I think he looked at Afghanistan, how horribly that was handled, so stupidly. And I think that really gave him a little additional, incentive. I always felt he wanted the whole thing, not a piece of it. But I think now he's willing to negotiate a little bit further, and I think he's willing to make a deal. We'll see. We'll see. We don't want him. We don't want him to have the whole thing. Go ahead, please.
Hey Stan, is this live? Nope. I am an AI.
Yeah.
Hello.
You might actually show up to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, I'd like to. I think it's one of the most important decisions we'll ever have for the Supreme Court. With tariffs, we're a strong, sound country. We're a nationally secure and internationally secure country. We're a very rich country. Without tariffs, it's a slog for this country, a big slog. I think it's one of the most important decisions in the history of the Supreme Court. And I might go there. I really believe I have an obligation to go there. We are doing so well as a country right now because of tariffs. And you have to understand, tariffs have been used against us
Thanks for the follow on Twitch, guys.
Many years, decades. And just slowly but surely hurting our country so badly. That's why we owe $37 trillion. We owe that because other countries have taken advantage of us over many decades, And now we're a rich country. We're taking in money like we've never done before. Without tariffs, that would not be happening.
The Trump
also,
train. I'm on board at this
I
point.
solved, as you know,
I've
8
been on
wars.
board, bro.
Of the 8, 5 of
I was just kind of staying out of it, and I'm like, bro, this world sucks. Fucking, I did not really like Biden being fucking president. I'm like, whatever. I just put my head down, and I started doing really good for myself as a content creator, not doing anything political, not paying attention to political. And then Trump was running again. And I'm like, oh shit's gonna get crazy. We'll see where this stuff goes. But I'm not paying attention. I'm just gonna focus on myself. And I'm not gonna really say much. And then they tried to kill Trump. Then that changed everything for me. I was like, all right, I'm on the Trump train now.
A new follower.
I'm on the Trump train. I was just like, I don't know what's gonna happen. It's super unknown. I'm just trying to focus on myself because like they're probably gonna, Kamala or whoever was gonna run, Biden's gonna be president again. Whatever it was Biden at first. I'm like, Biden's probably gonna win again. They'll never let Trump run for president. And I was just putting my head down. And then they tried to shoot him. They did shoot him. That's when I'm like, all right, I'm back on, baby. I'm not ignoring this anymore. Let's go. That's when I locked back in.
For them, maybe even 6 of them are because of tariffs. The threat of tariffs on these nations, if you want to fight, that's okay. India and Pakistan. If you want to fight, that's okay. But you're going to pay tariffs.
My opinion on Charlie Kirk as far as the assassination? That's fucking the worst thing the left could have possibly done. Like it's very similar energy when they tried to assassinate Trump. They just gave away the presidency at that point. It's like, okay, here you go. And then now, like, trying to kill Charlie Kirk, now they've just they're successfully killing Charlie Kirk. They just gave away the culture. First, they gave away the presidency. Now they gave away the culture. That's what I think. Yeah, that was the worst thing they could have possibly done. The straight up Martin Luther King level moment. Charlie Kirk Day. Fucking rest of my life, bro. I was there for that. I was alive for that one. I wasn't alive for Martin Luther King. It doesn't hit the same. People that are alive for that, it hits different. Charlie Kirk Day, that's going to hit different for me.
And we're in the midst of a trade deal. And they said, we don't want to do that. 2 days later, they call up and they're not going to fight anymore. They have peace. But I've done that out of 8, I would say
what
6.
Happened to Charlie
6
just
times, 5 times, 6 times.
To red, yes.
Tariffs
Big
are
time.
Vital
Big
to
time.
this country.
Captain
And tariffs have been used against us by
Shoot yourself in the
China,
foot
by
moment.
every other
Yes.
country.
Facts,
and
bro.
all we're doing is using them to negotiate fair deals. And as you know, we made a fair deal with Japan. We made a fair deal with all of Europe, the European Union. We made a fair deal with
Tucky, I see
South
you.
Korea.
I see
These
you.
are countries that were
On the wife's phone.
taking so much money away from us, not sustainable.
People that mocked his death
and
should be
now
in jail.
we're taking in.
I disagree with that, but it doesn't mean that they shouldn't be held responsible or they can't be held responsible. Not illegal for them to mock his death. Making that illegal, slippery slope. This is fucking America, goddammit. People are legally allowed to say foul things. And so that's where I stand on that. But can they have consequences, yeah? Or still? Yes, absolutely.
Hundreds of billions and even trillions of dollars. If this country is not allowed to have tariffs, if this country is not allowed to have the president of the United States negotiate on behalf
Not a
of
taboo
it
subject here. I'll talk about
with
whatever.
tariffs, we are put in a position where we're going to be a third world country. We can't let that happen. I think it's the most important.
You said you're an elder at 38, Stan. 37. Or I'm not 38 yet. I must be a senior citizen at 54. You're basically in the coffin at 54, and as far as the internet world is concerned. Yeah. No, I'm the fucking baby boomer, the boomer on the internet at 37. Like a lot of these other YouTubers are all younger than me. I'm the old guy.
Case that we're going to have for many, many years to come. One of the most important cases we've ever had. With tariffs,
Captain
we're
Everest
a
Fox
rich,
is 48.
secure
No shit.
country.
I thought you were younger.
Without tariffs, we're a laughing
No
stock.
wonder why you're
we'll be a
writing.
laughing
I was
stock.
like, bro.
And I don't want to have anything
I
to
was
do
not
with
expecting that.
Thank you very much.
He's got the
Thank you.
VTuber.
Thank
You know, the VTuber.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Stan, the whole I may disagree with what you say. I will fight to the death so that you can say it applies here too. Basically, yeah, that's where I'm at with it. So, I mean, if people want to say, mock Charlie Kirk's death, that's totally fine. Legally, you're allowed to do that in America. We're also legally allowed to say, go fuck yourself and say, I don't want to work. You can't work for me. You're fucking baggage. Like you're not good for my company. You can't work here because of these things that you said. We're totally legally allowed to do that. We're totally legally allowed to not associate with anybody that says stuff like that. We're totally legally allowed to make some phone calls and complain about somebody because of something they said. We're allowed to do that. That's not against the law. Like I said, Brett, like they could say it, but like we can also respond to. Doesn't mean they're allowed to say it and we're allowed to not take it. Oh, and that was the end of that. That was the end of that. Well, there we go. That was his only stream today. Trump must have been busy. He didn't have time to be live all day today. Like yesterday, he did a lot of live streams yesterday. He did like 3 of them. He had a busy day yesterday. You know what's really crazy? This was streamed 4 hours ago. It has 100,000 views. And I just streamed it, and I have almost 130,000 views, minus the other streams everywhere this is. I'm just talking about my big one. Yeah, most people don't watch this. It's like restreaming this gets these live streams that Trump does out to more people because most people don't go to the White House. It's only 100,000 views of this 4 hours ago on the White House. That's really crazy. So that's why I'm going to continue to live stream these things when they happen because more people should see it. More people need to hear Trump himself instead of it getting filtered through their favorite biased media network, whether it's lefty or righty. Just listen to what he has to say yourself, and then we can have a discussion about what he's saying. Is it true? Is it not true? Not everything he says is true. We know this as righties, right? We know what we signed up for. Literally, you'll never vote for somebody for president that isn't lying about something. Okay? That's the way it is. That's the way it'll always be. I always say, pick your favorite liar. My favorite liar is Trump. That's my favorite liar. But we listen to what he has to say. We try and decipher what's truth, what's questionable, things like that, and then we hear from them right from the fucking Oval Office what's going on according to them. Better from the horse's mouth. Yeah, let's hear what he has to say because it always gets filtered depending on how somebody wants to frame it. So let's listen to what he has to say and we could talk about it live as it's happening. That's what I like to do. I am going to find a Twitch stream to raid. Let's go to Twitch. Let's see what we got going on. Let's see who's live. 'Cause I'm hungry. And take a little bit of a break. Okay, let's see who we have here. I will always give my editors first dibs on a raid, but I don't see them live. Here's a friend of mine, Blue Screen. He's righty. I don't know how political he gets on his channel. Oh, he's cooking. And he's got the he's okay. That's some previous stream. That's the AI camera. Nice. He has a nice kitchen. All right, I'm gonna rate this guy. He's he's around my age. He's a little bit older, which means that he's basically ancient compared to me. I'm gonna rate Blue Screen. He's a good guy. He says he'll be right back, so I'm gonna hold off for a bit, see how long he's gonna be gone. But he's a good friend of mine. He makes a lot of good stuff. Does Rocket League. Let's get that raid. I'm 34. Fuck out. Damn, dude. Damn, I remember way back then that 34. That was like decades ago for me. Raid. Let's get this ready to go. I'll give you his link, Blue Screen, for the guys in the YouTube chat that are interested. So here's this link. If you guys want to join the raid, you're only 28. Hey, your 20s are almost gone. Haha. There's a link for that for anybody who wants to join along. When is he going to get back? He's not back. Hurry up and get back. I wonder if he got... I think he got the same AI camera I have. Someone else.
That's actually kind of wild.
Let me see what else we got going on. Alien Within. He's an old friend. Playing PUBG. He's pretty cool. How long he been streaming? 41 minutes? Maybe we could drop a big raid on Alien Within. He's like a old friend from PUBG days.
It's his butt.
He's pretty cool. That's who I would like to. Since he's here, I'm giving it to him. All right, new plan, new stream. We're gonna go with Alien Within. He's really fucking good at PUBG, but doesn't have that many viewers. But his name's Alien Within. Let's do the raid on Twitch here. Alien
This car is northwest of us.
Within. Raid. There we go. Raid is initiated. So I'm gonna send you guys on your way once that's done. And we're going to be ending things. All right. And I'll see everyone else tomorrow. All right. I'm going to cut it a little bit short today. I don't feel like doing any gaming live right now. I'm going to go eat. And maybe I go back live later, but only on Twitch if I do. All right. Here we go. Rating.
God damn it.